Spooky G's in the house. How's it going? Let's see here. Trying to get enough light to where it's not obnoxious. I don't want it to be dark. I also don't want it to be like super in my face. From the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one. Yeah, Shepard, I know y'all got my back. I'm not even really worried about it because, like, look, there's a small chance for these guys that they'll be able to see the light, you know, because Mickle already gave them like the full crypto analysis, like head to head. So, I mean, talking to some conspiracy theorists that are also involved in crypto that can't see like the only crypto that is actually has a conspiracy behind it. There's not much hope to start based on that thesis alone. But I want to do it with love. I want to hope that I can help them. But more importantly, is just to give some content to any of their followers that are XRP haters, or maybe some of them will come to see the light. It's going to get very, very, very difficult for people after XRP takes off, gets powered on. Like the whole world, the global economy is going to collapse in a couple months. Pre-planned. We got a full house tonight. All the OGs are in here. We're about to cook. Yeah. You know where Moneymaker is though? Moneymaker is probably on their channel, ready to fucking throw hands. He's our double agent. He comes here for real content. He goes there to troll, which is awesome. Is the lighting okay, guys? So I've got like a little light here on. I just don't want to be like, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, good luck, have fun, Chris. Yeah, it is all just for fun, but I mean, like, there is an aspect of it where it's like they might be keeping a few people from being protected from the great financial reset, and I don't want that for anyone, including them. One thing that I know that they're gonna do very regularly, so you guys can be aware, because they know that I'm a deep dive conspiracy theorist, and I'll be honest, like with the exception of like, you know, Alex Jones and stuff like that, it's very hard to find like articles and stuff and save them, and I never like researched XRP and Ripple and the whole plan with anticipation of debating two idiots in the future, and those two idiots just happen to be obsessed with like citing resources and stuff. Like they think I'm gonna have like a catalog, like a back catalog of links to send them and stuff like that to articles of who knows who the fuck wrote. So they, you know, they've got a lot of data and stuff, and that's fine. But the whole point is at the end of the day, XRP is not powered on yet. It's the New World Order Elite's new financial weapon. Oh, the staff. Hey, Chaucer, go out to the front yard and grab that stick Charlie put in that hole. I actually thought that'd make a pretty good staff. We're waiting on pizza. Big money, we got you easy. One of those cucks joining the live. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. is when they said they're gonna. Let's see. Second mouse, maybe we will gain some insight, who knows. New mom, the robe is crisp. All right. What do you guys think? Just now I just need 2 stuffed sheep with their faces printed on it. Try to shepherd them. They're lost sheep, guys. They got lost from the herd. They used to be part of XRP Army. They got lost from the herd. We're here to herd them back. We don't want anyone to miss. We're all getting pushed to a cliff. We don't want anyone leaving the herd. Welcome to the hell, Bitcoin bros. Are they really pro Bitcoin? Because that'll be an easy one. Stefan, where's the Chode network at? Did they adjust? No, 5 o'clock is what they said. I'm already waiting in the lobby of their. Oh, their thing is on. So like, yeah, waiting in the lobby of their thing. Good enough lighting. That's what I thought. Most excited I've been in a while. Yeah, me too. Like, I'm coming at it from the perspective of like, hey, look, I already know that these guys debated Mickle and didn't learn much. So going against the white wizard Mickle and not learning much is a telltale sign for a lack of wanting to know. But the whole point is, even if they have a bunch of banter and they have a bunch of back and forth, there are probably people that will see this and see their channel, even though that they don't always have a ton of views. You know, it might give them a shot to make it. And the whole reason I started this YouTube channel was so that if there was a chance I could help like 3 or 4 more people see this opportunity and not miss it, that would have been worth it to me. Because on my first video I ever made, XRP simply explained for beginners, I said that in the video. I was like, man, if in like a year people like come back to my channel and message like, hey, thanks for helping me get across the finish line, or thanks for helping me see it for what it is, that's all I care about. So I'm stoked about that. I'm probably gonna get like a ton of text messages the second price takes off, from all the people I told about it in person, and stuff. So yeah, we're at the finish line here. And I saw some of the comments. It would be really funny if it started pumping while we were on, but I don't think that's going to happen, because I think the first time it pumps, it's going to be overnight. But yeah, Node has it set to start at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Somebody's got to post one that has them tucked in your arm in the comments while you're on. The term conspiracy theorist is so 2001. I keep that thing on me, tinfoil hat. Yeah, I've got a permanent, I probably should have made a tinfoil hat for this, but I think that the robe is good enough. Conspiracy theory was created, the word conspiracy was created by the same people that created Bitcoin and XRP. Want to take a guess who? CIA. Because if they could make people think that we're weird just because we believe stuff that the mainstream media. Oh my goodness. What's oh, I gotta turn my mic on. Sorry, I was just playing with my staff. Good, how are you? That was me too. I was like sitting here trying to eat a Nature Valley bar because we ordered a pizza and it's late. So I was like, I'm gonna be like embarrassingly shoveling pizza to my face, just trying to like have a real conversation.
I just got, and we're building out a lodge, like a adventure guide lodge, for a business we're starting up. And so I've lost track of time. So we got back here and I was doing a bunch of stuff. And the next thing I know, my alarm went off and I had to freaking start the show here in a minute.
Yeah, beep, 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 beep. I know what that's beep, like. Beep, beep. Yeah, hopefully my pizza gets here at some point in time, but I might be eating a slice of pizza at some point in time, but
it's probably been like 10 years since I've ordered a pizza.
Really? Are you more like health conscious?
Well, yeah, but it's not the reason. It's like I live like 30 minutes, 45 minutes from the nearest town, so I can't deliver. They won't deliver a pizza.
Sounds nice though. I'd give the pizza delivery to be a little bit more out of the city. I'm stuck in the city. Like when all the crazy shit in the world goes down, I'm kind of stuck in the city right now. So I wanna get a property kind of out in the stick, just to have as like maybe a couple of properties. Like one will be set up with this, one will be set up with this. If we get to one and one's compromised, get to the other one. You know, who knows how it's gonna fucking play out. But I
exactly.
I don't want to be playing games when all that bullshit happens.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to check out our other channels because I do emergency prep, I do homesteading, and we do conspiracy theory stuff. So
yeah, I saw that, and I don't think that your what is it, the super small channel that you have, that one doesn't get enough like views. I thought it looked kind of cool. I didn't click on it.
We just barely split them up. They used to all be on the same channel, and it was killing the
kills the algorithm
analytics. Yeah, the algorithm was fucking with us.
People don't want to hear about crypto, do not want to hear about homesteading.
Exactly.
It's just, I've had people on my channel where I'm talking about like crypto or what have you, or XRP, and then like they'll come on and like if for like 6 minutes you get distracted talking about anything else, they just like they get all mad and leave, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not allowed to be human then.
People are like such bitches, man.
Yeah, on YouTube you get, I mean, I've had my fair share of weird comments come through the lives and stuff, but I always see it as entertaining. Success, Charles?
It looks like dude from Aerodrome was on an interview.
Can you just get me like 2 slices?
Are they giving any fucking information? I'm getting kind of sick. Oh,
Alexander,
shit.
Right?
Time to go live.
Oh, let's go live.
We can talk about it live. We'll do it live.
Forgive me if I'm eating a slice of pizza occasionally.
Dude. Welcome all to Crypto Trenches. I am Mike, aka Veteran Crypto, and with me as always is Jeff. How's it going, brother?
What's up? What's up?
And so we got a special guest tonight. We got EezyXRPeezy XRP Lemon Squeezy. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Going good. It's so David should be here in a bit, but we'll get kicking it off without him. But I mean, what's going on with you gentlemen this evening?
I'm just trying to eat pizza. I don't know about you.
Dude, you saw me just shoveling down a bunch of pasta before we went live.
So some in, yeah.
So did you get your car fixed, Jeff?
Yeah. The part came in right during our meeting Sunday night. So as soon as I got off, I went out there and fixed it, and so far so good, man. Saved me $400. So.
Awesome.
Next is a set of tires.
Well, got some exciting news. I actually, and I'm not being sarcastic, we actually have Jake Claver coming on Thursday. He's going to be on Thursday morning, and he's going to be talking with David for the first hour of the show, and we're going to be talking a little bit about XRP and just kind of Canton and things like that, and just kind of what he sees going on with crypto. And I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a debate. We're not going to make it like a full-on debate, but just kind of get his views and insight into kind of how crypto has evolved. If he wants to talk a little bit about XRP, that's cool. And then kind of let David kind of go back and forth with him, and just kind of each of them give their unique perspective, I'll say, on these different projects. But so Peezy, you mind if I just call you Peezy?
Yeah, a lot of people do.
All right, cool. So Peezy, it's like you've been watching for a bit, like at least a week or two, and you did a what do we want to call it? a watching party or something like that? What do you call that?
I mean, like where we snipe your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was just like
nothing wrong with that.
What happened was I was like, I'm excited about being here with you guys, and I thought it'd be really fun. And like, so I saw your channel go live again, and I was like, well, I got to see what they're talking about. And then I happened to be streaming at the time, so I was like, what a perfect time to like put them up on. And so we watched you for like half an hour and stuff, and then I was talking smack, and then
we love that. I honestly, I was in the military for 22 years.
Which respect. I wanted to say respect, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not talking shit on each other and you're not, having that friendly banter, like we would get, new people in the military, and if they showed up and they were like crying because people were giving them a hard time, we're like, you don't need to worry if they're giving you a hard time. You need to worry if they stop.
Yeah.
If they stop, that means they don't like you.
Yeah.
If they're giving you shit, it means they like you.
That's how men exchange love.
That's exactly right. What's up,
EezyXRPeezy? How are you, man?
Nice being here, man.
Yeah, happy you're here, man. It's going to be a fun call. I'm looking forward to learning the way, the truth, and the light of XRP.
Yeah. Did you guys get an opportunity to see my thumbnail for my live today?
I did.
It's like me in a like robe with like a staff, like carrying you two as sheep. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I had some of the guys kick that up. I thought that was hilarious.
Man, that was really cool. I really enjoyed watching that video, man. I just thought it was awesome, dude. And the video that you made of our call with Mickle.
You called it sniping? Like, so whenever you sniped us.
Oh, the commentary on your live? Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was great, man. Really enjoyed that. So Mike, what did you want to do, man? Ask a couple of questions, or what were you thinking?
Oh, we're just going to freestyle it like we do all the time. Just we can, everybody, if they have something that they want to talk about, that they saw something in the news, or, just kind of what's going on. I mean, I do want to, yeah, you know what? We played it this morning. I was wanting to play that video again where it was showing Jake, where he was kind of making some statements about Canton and stuff like that, and it aren't exactly accurate, and kind of got called out on it. But I kind of don't like gotcha moments like that. I think it's more important that people just get good information, and so it's just important. It is important to understand who you're getting your information from, though. And I would like to see if after, I think it was Crypto Eerie, who used to be a huge, back when I held XRP, she was a huge XRP maxi. She was always talking about XRP and was actually on Good Morning Crypto back before it was Good Evening Crypto. It was Good Morning Crypto. She had been on their show a couple of times because that's all I used to watch. Is I watched Good Morning Crypto, I watched Mickle, I watched freaking Jake Claver when he was on there. I watched who's the other guy? Zach Rector. All the usual suspects. Back when I was into XRP, and she was one of them. And so I was really surprised to see that she's kind of, I don't want to say jump ship, but she's really gotten on board with Canton and gone heavy into Canton.
What do you think that is?
The narratives, I think.
Yeah.
I think that, so Mike, I think that it's really, really all about the narratives that were driving people to XRP. And I think that it's, driving people to Canton Network now. That's my opinion on it anyway.
Well, I mean, Peezy, you're still very bullish on XRP, and we won't hold it against you. But
it's all
I mean, what is it that you think that might be attracting people about Canton that were bullish on XRP?
I would like to hear what you guys like about Canton versus XRP. Just personally, like I would like to hear because it seems like you guys have been very bullish on Canton lately, and David's even hiding his special Canton information by charging people money for it. So there's what's to Canton that's now is it like the new XRP, so to speak?
Oh man, I did put together a series of paid courses on Canton at the Node.pro. You're right about that. And the only reason why I put it behind a paywall is because we give everything away, man. So like,
well, respect. I was just saying, like, you're like, this is special information. Like, I want to know what.
No, I hear you. You're right. And so basically, I haven't finished building it all yet. I want to put some videos in there, so it's not quite done. I mean, you can read through it, so it's done in that sense. But
takes a lot of time.
Here's why. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. So here, let me go ahead and answer your question.
Hold on. It's important. It's not like basic information about Kent. He built a whole course on how to build on Canton. So if you want to like
exactly
build
right.
an app or something like
exactly.
that,
Yeah.
It's not like we're gatekeeping, what Canton's all about and stuff like that.
And I'd be happy to share it with everyone here because obviously I have access to the own shit that I built, right?
Hopefully.
So dude, like if you want to learn how to build a dApp on the Canton network, this is the course that you need to go through. So I thought that because that's what it's for, it's probably a good idea to charge a couple dollars for it.
Oh yeah.
So EezyXRPeezy, the reason why, and I can share my screen here so you can all see that if you want to, but
let's see if I can find the right one.
Yeah, let me just bring it up real quick. So here it is. So the reason why I'm gatekeeping this, for $10 a month is because if you hop into this course right here, the Canton Network course, and you get to the point where you're learning about DAML smart contract engineering, like this stuff here is what I'm using to teach myself how to build a dApp on Canton. And what I've learned, everyone who's watching this, and especially, I want to address your comment, EezyXRPeezy, is, look, man, like the grants that are available through the Canton Foundation right now, what they're looking for is they're not looking for another wallet. They're looking for primitives. So there's a lot of primitives that have not been built out yet on Canton Network that need to be built. And so the foundation is incentivizing that with CC grants. And so for me to be able to build that stuff, well, I need to build a skill set first, right? So this is all of the content that I've been building out for myself to learn how to do that, learn how to build on Canton Network. So here, I want to address the question, why am I bullish on Canton and not so much on XRP? Well, because Canton Network, I see revenue. I see real revenues being driven on Canton. I don't see that on the XRP ledger as much. And the most important part, though, is our trifecta. Like the users that I see being onboarded onto Canton Network are the biggest institutions in the world globally, like all of them. And I see those institutions starting to tokenize their repo flows on Canton Network. And that's literally hundreds of billions of dollars a month right now on Canton Network. But I think it's going to scale to potentially multiple trillions of dollars per month on Canton Network. And so that means the revenues that we're seeing so far on Canton are very small compared to what they could get to. And for me, that makes me very bullish. Now, I don't see anything similar to that on the XRP ledger. And the most important part, though, here is, okay, even if there was something similar to that on the XRP ledger, we've run lots of deep dive research on XRPL and the XRP coin and its lack of value capture. So even if there were multiple trillions being transacted monthly on XRPL, which there are not, by the way, well, even if there were, if you're holding XRP, you get none of that. But if you're holding CC, there's real value capture back to that CC coin. And so that makes it, a token that meets our trifecta. There are real users on Canton.
Can you put the trifecta back up on the screen, Mike?
Yeah.
Mike's got it. Yeah.
It's a really cool diagram you guys did there.
But yeah. But to be fair, though, there still is question marks about Canton. Of
course.
We like to be real here, and it's still inflationary. The burnment mechanism hasn't gotten to the point where it's flipped deflationary yet, and the price hasn't done anything stellar. So I mean,
no pun intended.
Exactly. Nothing stellar. All right. So let's pull that up real quick, and I'll show that to you. Just
what projects are actually building on the XRPL? Because you got projects like Zenith and Cashin and others that are all these super validators that are building on the Canton network that are going to be driving even more revenue and value capture. So what does the XRPL and XRP have to combat that?
So right now there is, RLUSD is about 1 billion, a little bit over $1 billion worth of TVL as far as RWAs. And there's like a variety of other RWAs that we can pull up here in a second. And about $3 billion worth of that. So, I mean, there is a decent amount of RWAs that are on there. And there is some adoption, but the problem that I see is, like David said, it's just there is no value capture for the token because it was one of the selling points for it is that it's a very, very cheap gas token. And the token itself, even when it's used as a bridge asset, that deep dive research that we just put that I put up this morning that was on yesterday's show, it breaks down very simply why XRP does not need to be a high valuation to be a bridge asset. And it's something that I thought back when I held it, that it had to be able to move the value. It's what I was told by, all the people I was listening to is that, there's no way that it could move that much value without being a high dollar value each token. But, so if you're interested in that, that is for free. It's on our website, the node.pro, and you can go to the Intel, the Intel library, and it's at the very top right now. And you can watch that. It's about an 8-minute watch, and it will break down exactly why. And feel free to fact check it and let us know if it's, if we're full of shit or, what about it is wrong. And I'm happy to do some more research. And if you're right, we'll change it. I mean, we're just all about giving good info here.
Hold on real quick. I just got to sell some XRP real quick.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Did you guys?
We've all been there. We've all been. No, I'm kidding.
I'm just
Did
kidding.
you guys see this? Moneymaker XRP. Absolutely amazing breakdown of the banking licenses the XRP will get by the Fed and OCC was done today by Chain of Blocks.
But that's the problem. That is bullish for Ripple, not XRP.
But also, Mike, did you see the key word there is will? Like that's the, it's like, okay, none of that stuff seems to be like super real right now. It's always like maybe at some point in the future it could. I don't really care about that. I think about like what's going on now.
The thing is, though, is even if they got all the banking licenses for all the different jurisdictions, even if all the value was on the XRP ledger, my issue just keeps coming back to what does that mean for you, the token holder? Because Ripple charges fees for Ripple Prime and they charge fees for all their different services, but none of that goes to the token holders. So that is my major disconnect or the major disconnect that I have with being bullish on XRP. If the tokenomics were better, I would be much more bullish on XRP. But as it sits, I just don't see where, that revenue or those fees that Ripple is generating is making its way back to token holders. And it's just the opposite. Each month, potentially, not always, but each month, there always is 1 billion XRP that's unlocked. Sometimes they sell none. Sometimes they might sell 300 million. Sometimes they might sell all of it. But there's that constant sell pressure that's on the token as well that you're constantly fighting. And I couldn't get past it. Like I said, I was in the top 2% of holders. I had over 40,000 XRP. And just the more I learned about it, there was a point where I was like, with this high of a market cap, a 60 billion, $70 billion market cap, do I really want to, risk, my whole nut off of something that might 3x or 4x when I could go with something with a much smaller market cap with better tokenomics, with much more adoption and much more fees like Canton, and get much more ROI for my investment. That's what made up my mind.
Okay. And then, so as far as like tokenomics and value capture, David, because you were kind of answering around that, like you mentioned value capture. Do you want to explain for my channel, like what you mean by value capture as a whole? Like that seems like kind of like a specific topic you talk about a lot.
Sure, absolutely. So, this trifecta that Mike has up on the screen here. So you need three things. Number one, you need users, real user adoption, real user growth. That signals that there's product market fit. Now, those users, they need to drive real revenues on that chain or coin or token or project or whatever. They need to drive revenues.
As you can see now, you have adoption. Oh, yeah, step one, adoption. Step two,
step three,
profit. All right. Okay, go ahead.
So you need real users. They need to drive real revenues. But then the most important thing is there needs to be some type of buyback and burn mechanism. So that token, if you're holding it, it can't be a security. Okay, that's effectively been outlawed. So what they do instead is they will buy back and burn supply, and that kind of makes it such that there is value capture for the coin. So if you're holding the thing, that's the value capture. It's the buyback and burn mechanism. So that's what we see on Canton. Unfortunately, on Canton Network, as it sits now, it's still inflationary.
But with hype, it's worked quite well.
Right. I mean, you see it with a lot of projects where, hey, they're outperforming Bitcoin and actually up year to date if they've got real users that drive real revenues and real value capture for the coin. So I just don't see any of that for XRP, though. So that's why I'm not exactly an XRP bull. If I want to be a little bit generous there, I'll say not exactly a bull for XRP.
That is very generous for you, David.
Yeah.
I was very polite. I don't know if you need to be that polite with me.
That's all good.
But I will say, have you ever thought, like, just deduced in your mind subconsciously, like, why potentially that would be the case, and why possibly the XRP ledger doesn't really care about that kind of value capture for people like you or myself?
Yeah. Well, when I look back through the history of Ripple Labs, what I see is a business that's a fintech that has essentially been supporting itself for a long time by dumping its own coin on its retail holder base. That's how they've generated revenues to support themselves. And they haven't really needed to drive any value capture for XRP holders. Now, look, I want to be fair. XRP over time has appreciated in value. It has. So that's a point that I will concede. At the same time, though, man, like, it's a 60 some odd $billion market cap coin right now. So if you're holding it, what do you think it's going to do? You think it's going to double up? It's going to go to 120? You think that it's going to triple up and go to 180? I mean, I don't know, man. There's no value capture, and there's nothing being built on the ledger. Like, I can't build on the XRP ledger. I can build on Canton, though. I can build on Ethereum. I can build on Solana. I can build on Sui. I could even build on Cardano. Ugh. But I can build on.
Oh, Charles.
I know, Chucky. Oh,
Chucky ho-ho.
Charles, stop talking shit about your own coin.
I know, seriously, man. He's like, ugh, it's not good. But a big shout out to Spooky G's. Thank you so much. Do appreciate that. He says he's never heard of Canton. So Canton is a big up and coming network in crypto, in the Web3 space. So I hope that was enough as a primer. Now, if you want to learn more, just hop on over to the node.pro. But yeah, so EezyXRPeezy. I don't think that Ripple Labs is focused on, driving value for XRP coin holders. Seems to me like they're very, very good at marketing, though. Seems like they're focused on marketing.
So in what way do you think they're marketing? Like, who are they marketing to?
Man, that's a good question. It seems like they're marketing mostly to retail. That's the way it looks to me. I don't see big institutions stepping in and buying the XRP coin itself. I may be wrong about that. So I'd love to be proven wrong.
You're 1,000% right about that. Yeah, I wanted to, I had like a note here to say, where was it? I was writing notes earlier. Essentially, I was going to say, like, all your guys' data that you guys show is correct. Like, when you guys are like pulling up like XRP volume, XRP, all the stuff that you can see, you can pull it up here, 1,000% correct. But have you guys ever thought as to why they might not be trying as hard as they can right now to power liquidity through XRP? Like, has that thought like crossed your head where you're like thinking like, okay, well, let's say Canton really cares about me. Cardano, they really care about me. These networks and these cryptocurrencies are like, some of them are designing them around like trying to benefit like you or I or like themselves, and they're just like you or I, but they're like really smart people that have created like this ledger or this network, and so their main goal and their thought process through the whole process has been like, okay, how can we help like the average person getting into crypto? How can we help the average person that's like trying to build on like like the Canton network? How can we help these people be a participant in the entire ecosystem of this network? So why on earth, like from your guys' standpoint, would XRP and Ripple not give a flying fuck about that?
Let me. Do you mind if I take this one, David?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I don't think it's that they don't care. It's just that's not their focus. What seems to be their focus is becoming a bank, to be honest. They're going after the banking licenses. They're going, they're buying up Medico and, all these other, smaller companies that have existing licenses because it's easier than having to go through all the, the legal loopholes to get new ones. And so they're just acquiring, these smaller businesses, with, in very large part. And this is a quote from Brad Garlinghouse is they sell XRP to fund operations and acquisitions. Right. So I think that they're building things up, and I don't think that they're necessarily trying to screw XRP holders because the tokenomics are what they are, and they always have been. I think that, and it's not just XRP; it's like 95% or more of crypto out there. It's a lot of the prices out there are pure speculation, which there is money obviously to be made in speculation, but I think early in crypto, it was a great way for for people to make money. But I think we saw it in the last bull market. There was a couple that pumped a little bit, not like a regular bull market, and then there's a bunch of them that didn't do anything. I think that we're starting to see an evolution from a speculative market to a utility market, especially with big money and institutions, because they're not going to invest in vaporware. They're only going to invest in quality, software or crypto projects that only that address certain pain points. So, cross-border payments. That was a big reason why I was bullish on XRP, because I've sent money internationally. Using Swift is a fucking nightmare, but there is a bunch of people that are addressing that. And we just heard yesterday or today from Scott over at Longview Compute. What was that, like Maboshi or Mabushi?
Yeah, Mabushi or something. Yeah. Masubi. That's right.
Yeah,
spam Masubi.
Yeah. And they're basically like right now they're doing a pilot program between the Japanese yen and the Korean won, and basically what they're doing is cross-border remittances, cross-border payments, and they're just using atomic settlement and stablecoins. And so I think that Ripple lost the boat, or missed the boat, that XRP missed the boat, that there is better tech that's getting more adoption, that does it more simply. It does it with privacy, which is what banks and institutions want. And I mean, that's pretty much the long and the short of it. Is I just think that they were maybe too early. And they were for a long time fighting the SEC, and they weren't really. It didn't seem like they were doing a whole lot of.
Oh shit! Look in the chat, Mike. Looks like Moneymaker. Looks like he wants goat.
You want goat? Very nice goat. If you want goat,
I need Bitcoin for goat.
It's a very nice goat. But
I don't know what just happened there, but I love it.
It's an inside joke, but
I'm missing it.
So really, like I said, it's not just XRP. It seems like we pick on XRP, but it's just because it's such a massive market cap. It's a perfect example of a lot of these projects that I personally think, and I could be wrong, but I personally think are highly, highly overvalued. Because ultimately, what you have to look at is what is the token worth. Because if it's not a security, if it's not stock in the underlying company, in XRP's case, Ripple, then what is it a representation of? What value is it a representation of? And if there's no connection to the fees and the revenue, then really it's a meme coin. You're wearing the jersey of your favorite team, because you believe in the project. That's really all it is. And can it pump off speculation? Absolutely. We've seen it happen for years, but I kind of think that that's coming to an end.
So you guys think that the market cap's kind of capped out on that?
Potentially.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, because I'm trying to ask questions because I've only seen so much of your show. I really like to know what your guys' actual thoughts are. Because never once have I been watching your show and thought that these guys aren't intelligent. I've been watching your show and been like, oh, okay, well, I disagree with this and this for X and Y reason. But you've got to look at it from the perspective of, okay, why do you think the SEC only went after Ripple?
They didn't.
Okay. But why did that become the mainstream? Why was that the big deal? Because
they actually fought it.
Yeah. And they won.
Yeah.
Nah, they won because of the new administration coming in.
No.
They don't think so?
No. I followed the court case with Judge Torres pretty closely. So it was well before that. So
they were the largest project that they went after, right?
Well, it's just
and clearly a security too.
Well, Ripple had the resources. So they went after a ton. Wells notices got served to a bunch of crypto projects. And most of them you never heard of because they were so small. They didn't have the resources to fight it. They folded up shop and went away. Ripple was the only one that had XRP, because, it had the market cap it did. There was the liquidity to where they could sell XRP out of escrow to pay the hundreds of millions of dollars that they paid to fight the SEC.
They had the bankroll to be able to defend themselves. Yeah.
And that's why,
where did they get that bankroll from? Where did they get it from? Right.
Yeah. But that's why, they, got all that attention was because they were the only one that could afford to fight the SEC and their bullshit. And I applaud them for that. But honestly, it would have been, in a way, a lot better if XRP was judged as security, because then you would actually own stock in Ripple.
Yeah.
So there would have been that small caveat of benefit for someone like you or myself, the average civilian peasant, so to speak. A little bit institutions and
May I have some soup, sir? Some more soup.
Yeah.
Please, sir. Please, may I have some soup?
Well, the reason I use that term is because unless you're an absolute fucking whale, then it's you are then just lesser than sub them. So with XRP and Ripple, the SEC lawsuit, I came to the firm belief that the SEC lawsuit had a dual purpose, because I don't know if you guys have, I know you guys are limited in the amount of my content you've been able to watch, and so I'm just going to kind of lay a couple things out for you while we're on the channel.
Yeah, no, please go.
But so Bitcoin and XRP, without going too deep into this right now, they were all pre-planned CIA NSA psyops. So the reason they released Bitcoin first was because they wanted and needed a distractionary measure to release, kind of to just funnel a bunch of liquidity into. And they gave this mantra, this kind of narrative that oh, yeah, this random guy, Japanese guy, Satoshi, he created this ledger. And then later on, it comes out that there's 3 people that created the ledger. And there were several people that created the XRP ledger as well. And so they didn't name the other 2 people other than Satoshi, which if that's even his real name, for Bitcoin. And so you have the CIA, NSA backing these projects. Why? Why would the CIA, NSA back these projects unless there was a big
black money, dark monies for black ops?
Yeah, there's that. I mean, they were able to use it for that for sure. The CIA, loves stuff like that. You would know most. But what it comes down to is, okay, there's a bigger project going on here. What is the larger project? And I've tried to make it very apparent on my channel. They don't give a flying fuck about you or I. And that's fair. XRP and Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, they talk the talk, they walk the walk. They don't give a flying fuck about us. And the reason they don't give a flying fuck about us is because we were never their target. We were never so you go back to the 90s, Ito Farina made a really good post. I don't know if you know who Ito Farina is. You probably know him related to Black Swan Capitalist. Yeah. So the guy with the really thick accent, he did a deep dive and he found that Ripple Labs was actually Ripple Communications in the 90s. It was a government branch of which Brad Garlinghouse was the CEO at the time. So what they did was they took this project, this XRP ledger, they took this government project, and they took it and they put it in the hands of Brad Garlinghouse because he has the charisma, he has the intelligence. And what did Brad Garlinghouse just get an award for like this year? Like he got an award for like best business leader from Harvard. Harvard, we know if you go deep dive, Harvard is like one of the deepest motherfucking like spaces for like where fucking like New World Order elite cuck spawn are born. Like, you know, like if the New World Order elites had like a spawn point, it'd be fucking Harvard University. They're initiated there, they're taken in there, they're told everything, they're told their plan, they're told their purpose, they sell out to Satan, and then they fucking go off and move on and do their project.
I like this guy. I like you, man. This is great.
They assigned Brad Garlinghouse to Ripple, and then they took Ripple and they took the whole Brad Garlinghouse and said, okay, you need David Schwartz, who I believe David Schwartz is Satoshi or part of the Satoshi team. And there's like a bunch of different reasons as to why I believe that. But he will never come.
I've heard that.
Why? Can you give me? I'm not familiar with why that could be true, but I'm very interested to learn why.
It's documented that he was worked and developed on Bitcoin very, very early, and made quite a bit of money. But as far as I've never seen anything solid that he was like part of the core team, but I do know I have seen plenty of evidence that he was very, very early and did a lot of the developing on it.
Yeah, and you guys will have to forgive me because it's like I told people on my channel before I came on the video feed tonight with you guys. I told people on my channel, I was like, I never like wrote books like David did or set things up in anticipation of eventually like waging war and debate on like crypto about XRP. I did my research for myself. I eventually became convicted to come out here and explain, okay, there's a bigger fucking story here to the XRP ledger. There is a pre-planned one world reserve currency of which the New World Order elites have been planning for decades. You guys have probably heard about that. The pre-planned one world reserve currency that leads to then the mark of the beast. If you do not take the mark of the beast, you will not be able to buy or sell come the time of which they require the mark of the beast. Or if they don't like what you fucking say, if they don't like the things that you're doing, if they don't like the way you drive, if they don't like anyone like that you're close with, they will fucking shut you off. How are they going to have the power to do that in the future? How are they going to have the power to do that unless they went back decades ago and created one ledger that was distributed?
They've got the power to do that now. Just ask any of those truckers in Canada a couple of years ago.
They do. But what do the New World elitist fuckbags always want more of?
Power.
Control.
So XRP has fucking nothing to do with money. Now, I've told people on my channel, the only fucking benefit to holding XRP will be the fact that the number go up. It'll be the only benefit. Everything else will fuck us. Everything else will put us into a new control grid, social credit scores, smart cities. Why do you think they're burning Canada and the United States?
So, but then hold on a second. So why does that make you want to own it? If it's like this evil, horrible thing, but number go up, like, all right, I would rather hold something else where number go up, where I'm not associated with some horrible, evil shit.
I'll tell you what I've held that's outperformed any crypto that I've had. It's been
gold,
silver, and ammo. It's like all of that has outperformed crypto.
Exactly.
I joked with people on my channel this year. I said every other asset on the fucking planet this year was better to hold than XRP. Every single asset. Like
stocks, everything.
Everything. You could have bought fucking oil and done better off than holding XRP. And so why is that? It's all pre-controlled psyop. So you guys have heard probably the interview in which Larry Fink was asked about XRP.
No, what did he say?
He said, I can't talk about it. So why the fuck is the world's most powerful elitist, the right fist of Satan, BlackRock, the guy who's the shell company, the front company for the New World Order elites, Rothschilds, Vanguards, all their fucking elitist trillionaire money. They're just a fucking front. BlackRock's the tip of the fucking iceberg. Underneath for all the assets that they don't want to put on paper, $100 trillion sitting there of assets, Vanguards, Rothschilds, all the way back to like all these days, BlackRock. So you got Larry Fink, the most powerful fucking guy in the world next to Satan, and he can't talk about XRP? You ever fucking thought about why he can't talk about XRP? They had to make XRP a public ledger. They had to come out and say, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying it could be just because of, like for legal reasons. I mean, it's, they have armies of lawyers that.
Well, why can he talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana? Why can he talk about all those Yet there's one stupid fucking apparently shit coin. He can't talk about it. Why is that the case?
I don't know. What do you think the reason is?
Yeah.
The reason is because it is the plan for the one world reserve currency. And I'll tell you exactly why very quickly here. The reason that he can't talk about it is because at a period in time, Ripple needed us. At a period in time, Ripple needed you, Mike. You helped support build the foundation for Ripple of what they were going to build into this giant fucking demonic monster of a corporation that was going to eventually run and power the entire world financially. You helped build that. You were a foundation layer, and then you were going to fucking sell your XRP before they even power this bitch on, and you were going to completely lose on the whole reason you invested in the first place. I don't even care what dollar amount you sold at. Let me put it this way. My channel evolved into the channel it is today because I felt convicted to come out and share what the fuck I'd seen. I'd seen some shit. I did all these different deep dives. I was listening to all these different fucking channels. I heard the good, the bad, the ugly. I heard the neutral. That's why when you guys are talking, it's not news to me. You guys explain all this shit. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, and you make valid points. The XRP ledger looks fucking dead. Why?
Well, yeah, because it is dead.
But why
Xanther says, damn, dude, what was on that pizza?
That was a good ass pizza. I want some of that pizza, man. Let me get some of that
extra shrooms. There was extra shrooms on that pizza.
I broke the law. I put pineapple on the pizza. I broke the law.
So I've got a question for you though, man. Like, you're laying out this whole case, right, for XRP, XRPL to become some horrible, demonic, terrible shit. Why buy it then? Like, you're making a case against it. Like, I don't want anything to do with that shit.
I don't blame you, but look at it this way. Imagine if you were like going into the cave of Smaug, and you knew Smaug was an evil son of a fucking bitch. You knew this guy hated.
So is that the dragon?
That's the dragon on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Imagine this. You go into the cave with Smaug, and you know Smaug is an evil son of a bitch. You know he wants to eat and burn your fucking family. You know he'll eat and fucking bite your fucking face off, not even with 2 flying fucks. Why on earth, when you're in that cave, would you not grab some of the fucking gold sitting there and run?
Because I don't want a dragon chasing after me the rest of my life who wants to eat my family.
The dragon, in this scenario, for the metaphor, the dragon knows you're there at the end of the tail. And for the last 14 fucking years, they've been doing everything they can in partnership with BlackRock, telling Layerfink, don't fucking talk about BlackRock. Fucking keep the chart suppressed. And have you guys heard of Aladdin? The supercomputer?
Maybe.
I think I've heard of it. If you asked me anything about it, I couldn't tell you.
BlackRock has a warehouse-sized supercomputer called Aladdin. It has one job.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Charts. Why would they try to control the charts?
That's where I heard it.
Yeah, it's BlackRock's computer. I remember that now. Well, why control the charts? I mean, to make money at the end of the day, right? To be able to control everything.
We already agreed upon in this channel. This is more important than money. This is about what?
Power and control, I guess.
How do they gain more power and control over the XRP ledger?
Control the damn thing. Control the chart.
By getting Mike out.
So does that mean buy XRP? I still don't understand the case for buying XRP.
Well, his case for XRP is he believes that the price is going to just keep going up because of what they're building and what they're doing. Me, I see it very differently. I don't see the price of XRP going up. I see the XRP going up in price potentially, maybe, but as it's going up, that constant sell pressure from Ripple selling it so that they can build the actual company and do whatever evil shit that you're talking about potentially. I could see something like that, but I see XRP as this near, not totally, but near worthless token that is being promoted and shilled to retail to buy while Ripple is selling it. That's what I see XRP is.
Oh, sorry, Dave, were you going to say something?
Well, yeah. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with Mike here. And I don't think that in life we get away with anything ever. And I don't want to have anything to do with something horrible and evil like what you're describing. I would much rather, just buy gold then. Like if it's a choice between some evil, horrible
silver is going to
project,
be more parabolic than gold.
You think so?
Silver's gonna be way more parabolic than gold. Gold's already up where like it was reaching like 5,000-6,000. It might go to 10, but what's silver gonna do? 100, 200. The solid state batteries came out in Japan. They need twice as much silver now for each lithium ion battery so that they don't.
Yeah, all the use cases that they're gonna need silver for. Yeah.
Guess who told me about silver?
Oh, dude, I've been stacking silver since it was $5.
Guess who told me about silver though?
Someone to do with XRP.
Our stupid fucking mascot Cartoon Bear.
Who's Cartoon Bear?
Bearable guy.
I don't know who that is. What you guys know what that is?
I think he's an XRP not maxi, but like an XRP channel. Has like a channel.
So what's called?
What's his name?
It's Bearable Guy. And I will say this because and I did want to preface this channel saying I love all people. I love you guys. I want you all to do really fucking well in life. I want you all to fucking crush it. And you guys work really hard. And David, your books and stuff like that, just keep working hard. But Bearable Guy is a Riddler. So Riddlers date back thousands of years. Riddlers were hired by the elites thousands of years ago to hide things in plain sight in the form of riddles. So they would get that karmic, whatever it's called, the anti-negative karma. So we told you we're going to do this.
Oh,
so they hired Riddlers back in the day. And now they've only resurfaced recently in fucking one coin.
That's why they do that in movies and put out movies that predict stuff in the future.
And you guys have heard of XRP's
CIA
number.
owns part of Hollywood.
You guys have heard of XRP's number. What's XRP's number?
589. 589.
What's Luke Skywalker's X-Wing number?
I don't know.
AA.
Is it the same?
AA-589. That is one of 1,000 connections in the fact that they have been trying to pre-program us, put this shit in front of our fucking face. And they were counting on people like yourselves, intelligent, fucking really smart people that understand crypto, to fucking not dig deep enough. They were counting on it. They were 1,000% counting on it because Mike already sold and David doesn't hold any, we assume. But you've got to understand.
No, but I will soon.
So what they did was they built this entire XRP ledger, and it used to be called Ripples. They renamed it XRP ledger. Why did they name it XRP?
Because it's going to ZERP. That's why.
ZERP is what we nicknamed it. Yeah, my guy, one of the guys I told at my warehouse, I told him about it. He's an older guy. He got it instantly and made himself a whale. I didn't have to tell him to do that. He just made himself a whale. And let me put it this way. I have been with 100 people at random in my business. I've met them in person. I told them about XRP and the plan and Ripple and the plan for the one world reserve currency. I tell them in 15 minutes in person, 75% of them fucking buy XRP. Why? Because they see it in my fucking eyes. This is not a fucking game. This is not fucking child's play. This is not about how much yield I can gain off this. This is not about how much this will benefit me. This has nothing to fucking do with us. That's the fucking point. That's why I made my fucking channel. And that's why people are flocking to the channel because people.
Yeah. So I hear you, dude. I hear you. But okay. So it's very interesting, right? I love the history of this stuff. I love the memes. And I'm reading right now about BG123, the lore. I love the lore, man. This stuff is awesome. I still don't understand though, why should I buy this thing? It seems like you're making a great case to not buy it, if I'm being completely honest. Right?
Sure. It is a scary realm, but what's scarier? In 2 months' time, approximately, they are going to allow the system to collapse. The global financial system will collapse. There will be one asset other than silver that will be moving upwards, and that liquidity will be poured into during liquidity crisis. Whether that's reverse carry trade with Jay Claver, whether that's their own releasing or revealing of the rears. Nobody knows exactly how this is gonna fucking play out. The New World Order elites have planned this shit since the Titanic fucking sank. Since the Titanic fucking sank, they went over and they created the Federal Reserve, and there were 3 really powerful fucking people on the Titanic that they were against the Federal Reserve. They sank the fucking Titanic, the sister ship, got the insurance claim on it. They doubled down on everything. Yeah. They always fucking make more money on it. They always fucking get their way. They always fucking get their fucking way. This is the one fucking opportunity in our entire fucking lives where we get to say a giant fuck you to the New World Order elites and actually.
But how? How is buying XRP a fuck you to the New World Order elites if it's literally the ultimate New World Order elite coin? How is it a fuck you? I don't get it.
They want you out, David. They want you not holding. You bought into their plan hook, line, and sinker, and you were way too fucking smart for that.
I like Bitcoin. It's Van Ness. I like Bitcoin.
Here's the perfect
I'll
play.
hold some Bitcoin,
The
bro.
perfect play, if you were to go back in time, was to buy Bitcoin early. I had the option to buy Bitcoin when it was like $5 or $10, like everyone else and their grandma. I passed on it because I thought you literally needed to mine it to get some. I didn't know you could just fucking buy it. I missed that opportunity. God chose me for this moment to become wealthy, for this great wealth transfer, not for Bitcoin. I'm okay with that. It's who I was forged into in the last 10 years. I wouldn't trade for 1 million Bitcoin. I wouldn't trade for 1 million XRP. I became who I needed to become in this moment. So when God transfers his wealth across new world order elites from one system to the new system, when they make that fucking transfer, there will be very few people involved. And that pisses me off.
Yeah, well, I mean, it should, but so when I think about what you've been saying here, if anything, all it does is push me even further away from XRP. Like, it pushes me towards thinking, fucking, hey, man, I got to go live out in the woods and fucking
just
get
go live
some
with Mike
guns and some gold.
Go live with Mike. Mike's got silver.
Saying?
He's got property. Yeah, go live with Mike. And look, I'm on the same page with you guys with all that shit. There will come a time in which you are required to live like Mike. Mike lives the way he does by choice and loves it. There will come a time when you will be required, especially if you're a Christian. There will come a time when you are required to live like Mike. You'll have to go into whatever it's called, isolation. You have to go out to a property and hope they don't fucking find you. Okay, I'm red flagged on every fucking account I have. I'm fucking red pilled as fuck. And I have been following deep diving conspiracies my entire life. For 15 years, I thought I was fucked, guys. For 15 years, I thought I was fucked because the great financial reset had been pre-planned. It's coming. They have Agenda 2030. I don't know if you guys have heard of Agenda 2030. But
so what brought you out of it?
Sorry?
What brought you out of it? If you thought you were fucked forever, what's brought you out?
XRP. We're still fucked, but I'd rather be fucked wealthy from their great wealth transfer than just fucked in general, which is what everyone is. Sorry.
So here, let me push back against this for a second.
Using the tools that they built.
Yeah, so I kind of get that, but at the same time though, okay, I follow markets all day, every day. It's all I do, and I think that XRP is just another digital asset. I think it's a risk asset at the end of the day. So if there is this crash that you're talking about, and I tend to agree with you that I think that there needs to be some type of crash. Let's say that there is. Why would that mean number go up for a digital asset like XRP? I think it would likely mean number go straight down. Maybe not to zero, but definitely not up,
Because
what do you think?
Do you want to know the honest reason? And I think we're getting late enough into the night where I can actually say, speak my mind freely without hurting anyone's feelings. Like all the kids are in sleep. But they shoved XRP so far up of Japan's anus that the second the reverse carry trade unwinds, they will be using it as the number one utility asset, and it will be powered on. So the reason that you guys are 100,000% correct, you guys are all fucking smart people. You're all fucking smart. I'm smart, and I'm also insane. I'm also an ADHD deep diver. My fucking brain just goes fucking gone for thousands of hours. I don't give a fuck. I got an argument with my wife trying to research XRP because I knew that this was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I made my channel because I was like, I want every single fucking person not to miss this. And the only reason is, if this was just about wealth, I wouldn't ever really, I would not be as convicted as I am. But they are planning to crash the system. And anyone not holding XRP or physical silver or other, some things might survive. But during this crash, during the great financial reset of something they planned for 100 years, during that crash, people will be fucked. And there is one way out. They can either stack physical silver like Mike, or they can stack XRP. And one is going to be 10,000 times more parabolic because they have a pre-planned plan to transfer the New World Order elites wealth that's already fucking sitting there. That's why when the Riddlers, which you guys haven't heard of the Riddlers, but when the Riddlers talk about it being an overnight event, that's because the elites are fucking ready. The elites fucking know about the new system. The elites are part of the new system. The elites are waiting to transfer their wealth to the new system until Ripple says they're fucking ready. When Ripple says they're fucking ready, it says we're all in place, we're all here. Why do you think Brad Garlinghouse always says XRP is the North Star? That's occultic shit, man. That is real occultic shit. This is not a fucking game. Period.
So is that a cult? Is that what that is?
Occultic means New World Order elitist. They follow the stars. They fucking they do bad stuff. And the Freemasons group, the New World Order elitists, the ones that pull the strings. That's why I called the Clarity Act not passing because they pull the strings. You or I calling our local senator did jack shit for the Clarity Act passing. I didn't even try. Because I know that the people that really are important, the ones that really make the calls, if they wanted to make a call right now, they can make a call right now, open the fucking Senate floor, pass the fucking Clarity Act. Why? They run the entire world.
Yeah, but I don't think that the Clarity Act is bullish, though. That's the thing. I think that the Clarity Act is actually net bearish because I don't think that we have Congress people who represent us. I think that they represent banks. And so that Clarity Act is, I think, going to be a big net negative for crypto in the United States.
It's going to be worse than that.
What's this, Mike?
It's a shock gopher, man.
Oh my God.
XRP below $1. XRP below $1.
I was pumped for that last night. I was like, because chart movement, because they control the charts, chart movement shows they're prepared to do something. So you guys got to understand that the Clarity Act was designed for one fucking purpose. It is designed to install the beast system. Have you guys ever heard of the mark of the beast?
Sure.
The Clarity Act is designed, and it is like, have you guys ever seen Stockmo by chance? Like Stockmo, the guy who like does like day trading. He's like really cool old guy.
I know of him.
I love that guy. He's so fucking funny. He doesn't do deep dives like us, but he gets like the overall space, and he holds XRP and stuff like that. He holds Bitcoin. He holds all of them. But he's like, he's built his wealth from being a teacher, and he created his channel. But he randomly said one day, and I agree with him 1,000%. He says, it seems as if the Clarity Act was written to only benefit something like the XRP ledger. So somebody that doesn't even do deep dives, somebody that doesn't even know this is pre-planned, somebody that doesn't even know that we're all fucked if we don't hold this, somebody that doesn't even know that, said, it seems like, and he's a smart guy, seems like this Clarity Act is only designed to help XRP. Why? You thought why? Unless this was all a pre-planned event in which they were intending to transfer their wealth to the new financial system, put us in a digital ID social credit score system, put us into 15-minute smart cities, burn the rest of our fucking country down for all they fucking care, and then put us in these fucking smart cities, put us in autopilot Tesla cabs, like these Tesla fucking taxi cabs. That's not the future. That's not convenient. That's to fucking trap you. They can fucking send you to wherever the fuck they want. And they can shut you off.
Yeah. So look, I agree with you, man. I think that all the things that you just said are part of a horrible potential dystopian future that I hope we never get to. And I think that there's a lot of people living in a lot of different places around the world that are already experiencing most of what you're talking about. But I don't want that to ever come here to America. I love America, man. So I don't want that to come here. And all of this to me, brother, these are all reasons why I would never touch XRP. Like all of these things, if true, and it sounds like you've definitely done your homework. All of these things, if true, these make me want to buy physical gold and silver,
which is not bad,
and ammo.
That's a good play.
Want to buy XRP at all,
That's a good play, but that's the play after XRP's price appreciation. So here's the thing: on my channel, on my group, we have attracted some insanely weird people, but we all understand one core concept. We were chosen to hold this asset. We were chosen to understand this asset. And you want to know why I get so fired up? You want to know why I get so mad? Well, for one, I said in one of my videos, I come from this kind of heritage. I'm fucking.
Is it the pizza?
So I come from this kind of heritage. I've got a bit of fire inside of me. And I'm very unapologetic sometimes, especially when it's fucking life-changing wealth or not even life-changing wealth. Fuck the wealth. Set the wealth aside. I don't want you to be fucked. Any of you. David, Mike, you guys work way too fucking hard at the BCR. Sorry, I was going to read your name, but it just said the BCR.
My name's Jeff.
Jeff, I don't want any single one of you to be wanting because you missed this, because you bought it hook, line, and sinker the entire time that you thought XRP was for us. It's not. XRP is a financial weapon. The only benefit is that if you hold some, when they do their wealth transfer, number go up. You have a defensive mechanism against the New World Order elite's financial global system, and that will protect you. That is why I'm so convicted in my channel. I do not play games on my channel because the people that miss this will be hurting, and I don't want them to hurt.
Well, neither do I. I don't want anyone to hurt, especially this guy. I really enjoyed his content when he was around, man.
I don't know that guy. I feel like me and him will get along.
The Bit Boy, bro. Oh, man.
The Bit Boy? What was his deal? I heard about him.
He was one of the original OG crypto millionaires, made a ton of money, and then, publicly lost it all.
I'm sure you've seen Discover Crypto.
I haven't.
The channel, they have like 1.5 million subscribers.
I unfortunately haven't.
it used to be called BitBoy Crypto, and he was the owner, and had a serious meltdown, and yeah, it was this whole thing. Like he had a whole coming apart, and it was interesting. We'll just say it was very, very interesting to watch.
So we've had this conversation about XRP. Look, it's been very interesting, and I've actually enjoyed it. And I love how fired up you are, bro. This is great. I want to ask you about Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm sure that you know a lot about Bitcoin. Why not just buy BTC? You know, like
that's right. Hold on. Steve-O brought up a valid point. BitBoy Crypto had proclaimed himself the commander-in-chief of the XRP army.
Ruh-roh, that's a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
So why not just buy Bitcoin then? Like, what's going to happen to Bitcoin in this horrible dystopian future? What do you think?
You guys ever seen the movie Aladdin? And Jafar sends Aladdin into the Cave of Wonders.
Yes.
So what does Jafar say to Aladdin before he sends him into the Cave of Wonders, which is the crypto realm?
I don't remember. I saw that movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, you know, but the new one's good. You got to watch the one with Will Smith. People give the one with Will Smith shit. That one's actually really fucking better. So what Jafar says to Aladdin before he sends him, the diamond in the rough, into the Cave of Wonders, he says, touch nothing but the lamp.
That's right.
The reason he says touch nothing but the lamp is because the lamp holds true power, grants 3 wishes of anything that you want in life. And everything else was what?
A curse.
An illusion. Everything else was an illusion to distract you, to get you to be greedy, aka trying to get more, of your trifecta off of each coin, to be greedy and to see everything else as better than the shitty little lamp. Because what guy Aladdin's age who's attracted to Jasmine wants a fucking lamp? No one. They want fucking gold, rubies, gems. So he goes in there and Jafar warns him because he knew that was wisdom. He says, only touch the lamp. And what does his fucking monkey do? His monkey grabs this big old red fucking shiny jewel like
the motherfucking monkey. It's always the monkey.
Like Bitcoin. And what happens when he touches Bitcoin? Because it wasn't the true asset. It fucking melts the entire Cave of Wonders. So you have the Clarity Act coming into play, of which a random old guy who trades day trades, he comes out and says, I believe that this is written just to benefit XRP Ledger. Why? Why would that be? And then you have 1,000 other connections, as to why Ripple and XRP plan to power the world. Then Brad Garlinghouse even fucking says that. Brad Garlinghouse says, and he has even a picture of a monkey on his fucking wall that says, Ripple will eventually power the world. And you might say XRP, you might say Ripple. Doesn't fucking matter. They're synchronous. They're one fucking unit. Why on earth would Ripple own so much fucking XRP if they weren't intending to use it? I mean, if you started, look at it from this perspective. If you, David, or you, Mike, or you, Jeff, if you guys started a business today and it was even smaller than Ripple, let's say you had $100 million business and you bought this like a bunch of different like vehicles for your business to run. You bought like 100,000 vehicles for your business to run. Do you think anyone would assume you're not going to fucking use those for business?
I mean, maybe it's just a great tax write-off. I have no idea, man.
It could also be a great tax write-off, but they think bigger than that. They're smarter than that. They think they have, you got to understand, and I'll do one little rabbit trail for you guys because I've only been talking about stuff that I think you guys will believe. One little rabbit trail for you guys. Have you guys heard of the story of the fallen angels?
Of course.
There's a couple hundred angels that fell with Lucifer, and they saw that women are attractive. They mated with them. They made giant offspring and all this other bullshit. But those elites still exist to this day. Those elites still walk the earth. Those elites still take up entities like Trump, like other powerful people. They take up entities around the entire fucking world. And what do? They forward face. They puppeteer. They control things. They have this power. These guys are the ones who have infinite fucking knowledge in the world. Who do you think gave us fucking rocketeering? Who do you think gave us fucking missiles? Who do you think gave us fucking machine guns? Who do you think gave us fucking UFOs? We've had UFOs since the 60s. We've had anti-gravity since the 60s, and it's written down somewhere I forgot to write down. So I got sources I can give you of people that have done research for 50 fucking plus years, and it all relates. How does this all relate to XRP? They fucking hate you. They hate you, Mike. They hate you, David. They hate you, Jeff. I don't. I'm a Christian. I might not sound Christian sometimes because I'm like a curse like a fucking sailor, but I think God also has a sense of humor. So I come out and be myself. I'm letting you guys know this is all fucking pre-planned and everything else is just a fucking joke. So when you guys go on and debate Mickle's going head to head and toe to toe with you guys about like the facts and about crypto and about this ledger. None of that fucking matters.
Actually, I don't really think he was, but maybe that's a discussion for another day. I want to hear from you, EezyXRPeezy. You know, I really do appreciate you coming on and being fired up. This has been
fun.
Great.
I knew it'd be fun.
This has been fun. This has been fun, man. Again, so you think that Bitcoin is equivalent to the false money, like that jewel in the cave that we're not supposed to touch? Like, what is Bitcoin to you? It's the fakery. It's not real. Like, why should we not buy Bitcoin?
So let me put it this way. Bitcoin, if it was what they told you it was just about the coolest project on the planet. If it was what they told you it was just about the... I've told people, and I think I need to tell you guys this because I think this will help you guys understand my perspective. I don't give a fuck about XRP. If it was Ethereum, if it was Solana, if it was XLM, if it was fucking HBAR, if it was Flare, which I know David hates, if it was like something else, if it was Canton, I'd be the first person to tell you. I'd just scream it from the rooftops. I'm like, oh, guess what, guys? Fuck XRP, fuck Ripple. They don't fucking matter. They're not New World Order elitist, like, you know, pre-planned fall guys. Like, you know, it's Canton. I'd tell you. I would tell you if there was going to be another ledger. And everything you've said about Canton is true. Everything you said about Canton is correct. Everything you said about Canton is good. It's bullish. It's awesome stuff. And yeah, they have some flaws. Every company has some flaws. But here's what I'm going to tell you. XRP was created in the 80s, went through the 90s, and then Ripple Communications got converted to Ripple Labs. They took Ripple Labs, they took Brad Garlinghouse, they set them aside. The New World Order elites had a conversation with them. They sat there and they said, hey, look, Brad, we know you got charisma. We know you went to Harvard. We know all this stuff. Like, you know, we know like you are a good front-facing CEO for this business. Ooh. We know you can get this done. So what did? They hired Brad Garlinghouse to take over Ripple and to take Ripple public. Well, even though it's not gone public yet, IPO. They aimed at a forward-facing company. Why? They need this to look as natural as possible. If they were to just come out like 5 years ago and they were to say like, oh, Mike, David, Jeff, you know, we have this, like the New World Order elites reveal themselves, like, you know, we have this new digital ledger system and we're going to build it into this universal basic income of which we'll be able to give you 5,000 credits a month. And at the end of each month, they expire. And we'll put you in these smart cities. We'll get you on this like lab grown meat. We'll get you in here and like, you know, we'll give you carbon credits so you can travel a little bit. And then we'll put you in these autopilot Tesla taxi cabs. And then you will be happy in your smart city. You will own nothing and be happy. You'll be on this universal basic income. What the fuck would Americans do?
Rebel.
There'd be chaos. The elites are far better benefited by us not knowing they even fucking exist. They are far more benefited by sitting up there on their giant chairs, their giant honchos, living their perfect lives, having us serve them with different products and services because they have all the money and power in the world. And then they come out and they decide they need a new system. They don't have enough power already. They don't have enough money already. You have people like Elon Musk who already own 5 million XRP. Elon Musk, there was a wallet called Musk, Keel, and Brito that moved 5 million XRP each into Bitstamp 2 months ago. Why? What are they about?
It was 2 months ago.
2 months ago, 24 Hours Crypto caught it on the wallet. Why would they move that much XRP, even though it's not a shit ton? Why would they move that much XRP? Brito, Keel, and Musk. Why?
To dump it.
X Money is about to go live.
I thought they were going to use Doge for that, which would be hilarious.
They'll use both. There was someone that had a conversation with Elon Musk. It was a friend of a friend. Had a conversation with Elon Musk at dinner. They said, are there any good assets I can buy? He said, XRP and Dogecoin. Now, when you ask Elon Musk on stage and say, Elon Musk, like there was a video of it. You can find the video. It says, Elon Musk, do you think that XRP will be used in the new financial system? And he goes, and you got to remember, Elon Musk is the guy who will say whatever the fuck he wants. Whatever he feels like saying, he will fucking say it. If he loses billions of dollars in stocks, he doesn't fucking care. He will say what's on his mind. But when they asked him about XRP, he says, I, you know, not to say anything for or against XRP, but it'll be used. That's the stuttering bullshit of a New World Order elitist, ultra powerful elite that cannot talk about XRP.
Well, gentlemen, I got to go. I've been doing construction all day, and this is my second live, and I still got a bunch of contractors to call to get stuff lined up for the new build. So I
You a
definitely
builder?
appreciate it. What's that?
Are you a builder or are you building something?
No, I was telling you before we went live. Me, my brother, and my nephew are starting an adventure guide business, and so we bought a second 30-acre property, and it has a 3-story cabin on it.
Are you going to Airbnb it?
Kind of. We're going to do an actual lodge where it'll be kind of like it'll be 5 bedrooms in it, but there'll be can be rented out, and then we're going to have all kinds of activities that people
I'll be
can
there.
do. Like
He built that cabin
kayaking and
that he's
hunting,
in right now.
fishing. Actually, going to get a bunch of airsoft guns and do. I was telling David and Jeff about this last night. We're going to do this whole like experience, basically role play, and I'm going to create like different scenarios where, basically like military missions, where you have to like hike through part of it and then kayak through part of it, and you have like your little airsoft gun and. Then you do ambushes and just basically kind of going like on a mock military mission. So we're just going to do some cool stuff like that.
That's super cool. Can I add one thing before you leave, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Very importantly, I've told people on my channel, and I understand if XRP disappointed you, Mike, and I understand, David, if for XX and X reason you have all these valid thoughts that you don't want to hold XRP, I understand that. Like, do not look at me as like somebody who's like, oh, you got to hold XRP. Like, but I do want to say this. I want to say, and you do, Jeff, I want to say this. If you do not believe that this can happen, that's fair. It is one of the most unbelievable, outlandish fucking things you'll ever fucking hear in your life. And only through doing just ridiculous deep dives on only XRP and Ripple, what their plan is, and having known 15 years prior that there was a plan for a one world reserve currency, would you ever come to the conclusion I have, which is why I made my channel. I was like, people need to fucking know about this. I want you guys to know, if you cannot build a conviction to hold a good amount of XRP, please, at least from the bottom of my heart, hold like 100, because it's such sissy change, especially for you guys. It's such sissy shit change. Just please don't let that whole like negative XRP FUD mantra keep you guys from having that financial defensive mechanism against the New World Order. And David, if you don't like how evil XRP is and Ripple is, look, I hate it too. I'm a devout Christian. I was born and raised Christian. My mom's a fucking pastor. Okay, but I'm holding Satan's coins because I honestly believe God has chosen a lot of us to hold Satan's coins, to be part of what's biblical is a great wealth transfer in the end times. And I believe we're entering the end times. And the end times are already going to be extremely fucking difficult, except for people like Mike, who just like know how to live in the woods and shoot people, except for him and with physical silver, except for him. It'll be extremely difficult for every other fucking citizen, including you, David and Jeff. And you guys are all fucking good people. You're all God's creation. You're all awesome people. And I don't want you to fucking miss this.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. Appreciate your time. EezyXRPeezy. It's been great, man. And hell yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
I'm going to buy some Bitcoin though. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
My wife holds Bitcoin. I said, you trade that shit right now. She goes, no, I want to keep this Bitcoin.
I'm
getting some Bitcoin.
I'm buying
ammo, gold, silver, Bitcoin. That's what's up.
Well, the ammo, gold, and silver will do you really well.
And Crypto Steve-O, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Much appreciated, man.
Very much so. And we appreciate y'all showing up. This is fun. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's why we do this. This is fun. This is how I socialize, with like Jeff and David and the people that we have on. And I'm truly passionate about crypto. I really enjoy doing deep dives and just learning about this technology and what it's doing, for the financial aspect and just how it's reshaping, the way that the world moves value and the way that it moves money, the way that we're gonna the way that we're gonna exchange value, the way that we're gonna be able to invest, real estate, tokenized assets, just making illiquid assets liquid, to where you can borrow against them, if you own a house. And instead of having to go to a bank and beg for a loan that you're going to pay 7% on, you can actually, with tokenized assets, you can go to a DeFi protocol and pay maybe 2 or 3% and get it instantly because you have equity. And so I think that this is going to give a lot of power back to the people where it should be. And that's why I'm bullish on this. So thank you, gentlemen. And if you want, join us tomorrow for the Node Main Show at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. And until next time, Veteran Crypto out.
Peace.
Peace out.
Well, that was fun. That was fun, guys. They were done. They had enough. They had enough of this guy. They had enough. They had a look in their eyes that said everything. Oh my God. I hope I at least threw you guys. And in the beginning, I was being very polite and docile, knowing that this shit was going to get real fast. And I knew that the internal conviction and rage would build up inside of me at the right time, and it did. Dude, like, I don't know if Mike was tired or if he was legitimately just like not able to handle that much stuff. But that was a little different than the Mickle debate. I'll say that. But dude, I think I came closer to breaking through to those guys than Mickle did. But they didn't deny anything I said. Anything. I was expecting a little bit more heavy hitting, like on the backward side, because like I was saying all this shit. They were just like, preach, brother. Holy shit. That was fun. That was more fun than I thought it was going to be. Do not like the way these guys behaved, did not take anything Chris said serious. You know, they did. They heard me. That was important. It was important for them to hear us. Mike's sneaking over and David is sneaking over and buying like 100 XRP though. Because what if this fucking crazy guy's right? Yeah, Mike threw in the towel. I'll be honest. Because if I had a channel and I had somebody that fired up on speaking truth, I would let it keep going. And I don't want to say anything against Mike. He's obviously a hardworking guy and he's obviously tired. You know, we all have our physicality, but he's a Marine. He could have stayed on a little bit longer. But yeah, what'd you guys think? Was that fun? Oh man. I think I struck a nerve. He cracked his neck. He did disappear a couple times. I don't know why. Tasha, can you give me a buzz ball? Yeah. That was way too much fun, guys. Oh my God. We got to do that again. He did raise the right flag. Like, I mean, it's like, I know I was hitting them kind of hard, but I mean, like, when you talk about doing deep dives and shit, like, what deep dives? I'll show you fucking deep dive. I freaked them out a little bit. They're not the first person I freaked out in my life. I'll tell you that much. And I knew that. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I was talking to my guy from the warehouse, and he's the guy who I told about XRP. He's the older guy, and he made himself a whale in XRP on his own. He was talking to me today, or like yesterday, like about the debate and stuff like that. And he's like, they haven't met you. Like, these guys think they know what they're going up against. They haven't met you. And I mean, now they've had Mickle, me, and they're having Jake Claver come on. But we'll see if they invite me back on, because they only gave me what, an hour and 15 minutes. That's what they could handle. An hour and 15 minutes. I was just getting going. I was ready for another 3 hours of this shit. And then Mike comes back and like waves a little white flag and he's like, oh, I'm tired. I'm like, really? The way I'm talking, you're tired? That was awesome. Plot twist. Mike secretly left. Yeah, he was secretly leaving the screen to buy XRP. It blew my mind that they had done deep dives and hadn't even heard of the Riddlers. They hadn't even heard that Larry Fink can't talk about XRP. I mean, I was ready for more. I'm sure you guys were ready for more too, but they left. They left on me. They left me hanging. I'm like, I'm still here. I've had fucking like, you know, I'm here for this. I guess we could call that a victory on Team Peezy. But I wanted more. I was just getting into it. I was like, oh, these guys are ready. And then they just like, their eyes got huge and they were done. Yeah, Ron Horn. It did kind of look like a couple of them were like, oh shit, what did we fucking bring on our channel? But the funny thing is that's a conspiracy channel that we were on. That's not even the Node Network. I'm like, this is what your channel's about, right? I mean, if I had somebody come on my channel to talk about conspiracy and they were like lit up and fired up and like saying all this shit and like speaking truth. I let them keep going. I honestly thought that Mike was gonna leave and then let like David stay on with Jeff, and I was like, I'm gonna let David and Jeff have it. I think I was beginning to convert David, even though he thought it was evil. So why should I hold it? I was like, well, just because it's evil doesn't mean don't fucking hold it. You use it against them, you ding dong. Can that dude Jeff even speak? He said 2 words. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what. I think that Jeff was trying to be polite and respectful, which is fair. I mean, I was kind of going on some rants, so Jeff seemed like a nice guy. They let you speak and bolt. I got to go. Who was the? Where was I? Sorry, I had to scroll up in their comments quite a bit. Who was the guy on the top right that remained docile? That was Jeff. He's a nice guy. He just wasn't saying much. He did so good. I hope that I at least lived up to your guys' standards, because you guys were all I cared about. I mean, other people are going to watch that and maybe get something from it, but I didn't want to let my XRP family down. But a lot of you probably thought I wasn't going to let them have it because I was so docile and calm in the beginning. I was just asking them questions because I wanted to feel out like what they thought about XRP and what they thought about Canton. I wanted to feel them out. They are genuinely trying to get ROI. And if you want to get ROI, just hold the New World Order's New Bankers coin. Duh. Good work. Great testimony. I'm going to rewatch this live because I was enjoying that. Daniel the Lions, silent. They were. Have you guys look when they challenged Mickle? There was a lot of back and forth. I think I came at them with such deep dive truth that they didn't have anything to come back with. They're like, okay, well, he's already covered like XRP volume. He's already covered this. He's already covered this. The one fucking criticism that they had, the one concern they had about XRP was the fact that it's evil. Duh. Of course it's fucking evil. Everything New World Order really is evil. C19 was evil. You still lived through that. Ripple is evil. You still lived through that. I mean, it's like all this stuff's going on is evil. Jeff Bezos is evil. You live through that. You order stuff on Amazon. Like David was saying, like the whole reason I'm not going to hold XRP is because it's evil. I'm like, Jeff Bezos is an evil fucking cuck bald head. And you still order your shit through Amazon. Why would that keep you from gaining off of the New World Order Elite's plan? Why? Why would you like skip that? It's like going into the cave of Smaug and knowing that the dragon is evil, but you can still grab gold and run. Are you kidding me? Yeah, what coin do these guys believe in? Bitcoin and Canton? Perm guy was liking it. I couldn't tell. I wasn't watching Jeff, so I kept on pointing to Jeff because I felt bad he was, kind of getting left out. But I kept on pointing to Jeff, like, hey, look, like, I see you. But I couldn't tell if he was liking it or not. I felt like I looked at him a couple times. His eyes were like, who did we fucking invite on? Don't fear the truth. Home run. Too real for them, bro. Mr. Perm. They think XRP is a cult that Ripple rug pulls. My Perm is a legend. They didn't even know who Bearable Guy was. That blew my mind. Like, you have a conspiracy channel. You have a crypto channel. And you don't believe in the one crypto that has a conspiracy behind it? What the fuck? Baba Cugs. Stefan, you knocked him out, Chris. The 7th round too. Mike could have handled the truth. Yeah. I didn't even have to bite them. I was being very polite and honest. I was just like, look, guys, like, love you guys. Don't want you to fail. You guys all seem like really great people. They do. Like, if you were just hanging out with them at a bar, really good people. Do they know as much about crypto as I do? They probably know more about like the whole DeFi thing that's for retail. Yes. But it's because I don't fucking care about that, because this was never for us. Cryptography was created to fuck us. But I'm this guy. This is my heritage. This is what they just unleashed on their channel, and they couldn't handle it. David is an NPC. Look, when I was on the channel and talking with David, I got a very, very good vibe that he's a really nice guy. I think he's got a lot of valid reasons why he doesn't like XRP. But I was trying to show him, like, look, even though XRP and Ripple are evil, yeah, fuck them. That doesn't mean don't gain off of for your family. That doesn't mean, like, if you need to immediately sell XRP because you think it's an evil coin, fine. But at least wait until number go up. After price appreciation, this one might go in the archives. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you one reason I'm upset. I was just getting going. I had notes. I had pages of notes. I hadn't even gone to my notes yet. I had pages of notes. And I was ready to fucking let them have it. And they left. I did not expect that. An hour and 15 minutes in, they left. I was even going to pull out my Bitcoin versus XRP pre-planned showdown notes. And they left. They hadn't heard of Riddlers. They hadn't heard of Larry Fink saying you can't talk about XRP. They hadn't heard of Elon Musk saying you can't talk about XRP. I think they ran out of ammunition to throw back at me against XRP. And they called it. I was just getting going. I don't know if you guys could tell. I was just getting going. I was like, oh, I feel it. Bitcoin maxis equals square jab fools. XRP maxis will thrive in the new financial economy. I agree. He could have took it out longer. Yeah, he could have like hung on. He's a fucking Marine. He can't stay up until 10 p.m. They are already Bitcoin maxis. They don't need to book it. I didn't know they were Bitcoin maxis. I thought they genuinely just liked all crypto projects and didn't know that Bitcoin was going to fucking die. But when I wrote in the comments on their live earlier today, when I wrote in their comments and I was like, oh yeah, Bitcoin is a pre-planned psyop with the CAA with XRP and they're going to liquidate Bitcoin into XRP. I didn't even get to that. I didn't even get to the fact that the Michael Saylor was installed as a pre-planned elitist like fall guy, like so that they can liquidate Bitcoin whenever they want. And Satoshi's going to move his wallet and convert it to XRP when they go to power on the new system. I didn't even get to that. I had really good points I was going to bring up. And now I'm just fired up for no reason on my life. Imagine being so lost. You don't know who Bearable Guy is. Not many have the esoteric angle. They couldn't handle your conviction. I think so. Mickle was too nice to them. Mike lied. He doesn't have a project. Yeah. Maybe he was like not working tomorrow and he was just like, I need to end this now. Like, you know, take your paid bud XRP and run. No brain playable character. I thoroughly enjoyed that, Chris. I did too, Castlight. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry. I thought it was going to go on for like 2 or 3 hours and I was ready to fucking hit him. I hadn't even started swinging yet. I was just doing entry level, like, here's like, and if they had watched my channel, they would have known all that. If they had watched my channel, like, they didn't have much time to watch my channel, but if they had watched my channel, like genuinely, like, you know, the commentary is one thing, but if they had watched my channel, they would have known what they were going up against. You don't got to be scared of Mickle with 160,000 subscribers. You don't got to be scared of Jay Claver with 200,000 subscribers. The reason you got to fear me is because I am not monetized. I have no subscribers, and I don't give a flying fuck what you think. I will fucking tell you how it is. Yeah, they're clueless. Kevin, they need to snort some addies to keep up with you, my man. Yeah. I don't even take Adderall. I just this is me. Like when I get activated and you ask me about something I'm convicted about, this is just what comes out. I apologize. It's that blame that guy. Weak Marine. I will say this. I don't think he's a weak Marine. I'll bet you he's a badass in the woods with a gun, and I wouldn't want to fuck with him. But I will say this. Like for the channel, he could have like held on a little bit longer. Kita, you would have gone 4 hours and we would have all been there. Yeah, I was ready. Could you guys tell I was ready? I was ready to go 4 hours. And they stopped me at an hour 16. Now I'm just ranting to you guys, my OGs. They effed around and found they fucked around and found out. They thought because, oh, this EezyXRPeezy guy has 700 subscribers, he's not going to be as dangerous as Mickle. You got to watch out for the snake in the fucking shadows, man. You got to watch out for the snake in the fucking corner. Like, there's a reason he's over there. Like, oh, man. That was so funny. Big perm. They think it's a cult, and Ripple uses it. Retail as exit liquidity. Yeah. They bought the narrative hook, line, and sinker. I don't want that for them. I want Mike to succeed. I want David to succeed. I want Jeff to succeed, even though Jeff doesn't seem like he's allowed to talk. I want all of them to succeed. I want all of them to have 100 XRP or 1,000 XRP as a defensive mechanism, in case I'm right. In case all my deep dives come true, I honestly, I swear to God, did not expect to annihilate them in an hour and 15 minutes. Like I read a comment before I came on, and it was in the live on my live feed. And I read it. They were like, you know, they're waiting for Mike Tyson in round 1 to knock him out without even needing to bite. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to take him out in round 1. You know, come on. Give him a little bit of credit. I took him out in round 1. 1 hour. We had 15 minutes of like just discussing politely and then an hour of me hitting it. Done. Bring it, bitch. Bring it. And drop the fucking price of XRP so it can finally fucking go up. You're right, but that makes you fringe for now. Nice. They were absolutely listening at the end. Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed. I caught Jeff a couple times on the top right. His eyes were huge. He had never heard someone talk like I was. And I was like, you guys invited me onto your channel. They thought they were ready. Oh man. Sorry guys. I'm just trying to find the comment of where I was at. There's more comments than I'm used to. I'm sorry. That was so much fun. Where were we? Holy crap. Jeff's haircut or bowcut had me laughing. I thought a haircut looked good on him. I thought Jeff was a good looking dude. Where were we? AR-15 is evil. I still own one or two. 1 or 2 or 12. Moneymaker. Where were we, guys? Holy crap, the comments go so high. It's so hard to keep up. I'm here for the next couple hours until my family comes over for a movie night, but where? Okay, we got kind of back to, sorry, I lost the comment thread. They believe in whatever they are told, and he plays military games because it's cool. If he's a real prepper, he'd see the light. Yeah. And he probably is a real prepper. I was shocked that they hadn't heard about the Riddlers. Because the Riddlers is its own fucking 1,000-hour deep dive. I was shocked that they hadn't heard Larry Fink couldn't talk about XRP. They hadn't heard Elon Musk couldn't talk about XRP. They hadn't heard Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Arthur Brito move 5 million XRP each to Bitstamp. And then David goes, to dump it? You think a new trillionaire needs to dump XRP at 5 million? Seriously? No, they're preparing for X money. Mark Zuckerberg. You guys are so harsh on Jeff. Jeff was like the nicest guy there. You guys are so harsh on Jeff. I think the perm looked good on him. I wonder if he sold all 40,000 of XRP. I didn't even get to that question. I had that question on my list. I was ready to fucking box. I was about to take the gloves off. And they leave. Politely. But they still left. Nobody wants to play with me. I guess I did too much research. I was going to ask him, like, what did you sell your XRP at and how much XRP do you guys own? Didn't even get to ask that. Military trains you to obey, not to think by yourself. You don't question orders on the military. That's true. Guy's still Mike is still a fucking warrior, guys. Mike is a fucking Marine. You got to respect the Marines. If you ever have some shit in your life around you and there's some bad people in this country, you want a fucking Marine there. I want Mike there. So kudos to Mike for being a veteran Marine, 1,000%. Why do they call XRP evil? Because I called it evil. They called XRP evil because I was saying how evil it was. And like, well, if it's so evil, why do you want to hold it? Because numbers go up. Because Rebel Alliance. Because want to kill Death Star. That's why. Not because trifecta. I have a whole trifecta of myself. A trifecta of I don't give a fuck about other coins. That's my trifecta. I can show you a fucking AI triangle of I don't give a fuck about other coins. There's one coin to rule them all. One coin to go up. One coin that the New World Order elites plan to transfer their wealth to. What could it be? I wonder if Brad Garlinghouse has already said it. They had to hide it in plain sight. None of them even came at me. I was ready for them to come at me, and they fucking just ask questions and leave. Why did they? He was the pet rock. Mike probably got bullied in the Marines. No, I don't think so. Look, I will say this. I do want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Mike's a badass. Mike's a Marine. Mike has some great videos. Mike's a smart guy. I want to go hang out with Mike on his cabin out there, but I hope he holds XRP. That's it. At Daniel, good job. Not sure I would have called it a Satan coin. But, you know, Rusty, when you get lit up like I am and you want people to understand what the fuck they're dealing with, you need to say it for how it is. It is Satan's coin. Now, if you need to sell Satan's coin when price go up so you don't hold Satan's coin for the rest of your life, that's fair. But it's still the defensive mechanism against the New World Order. It was like watching an elementary kid trying to compete in the Olympics, Chris spanked up. Black Pearl Cast Nets. I will say this. Black Pearl Cast Nets, I was a little bit nervous when I read your comments because you had such high hopes for me that I was like, I really hope I can perform for you. So reading you say that makes me happy. I'm glad I performed for you. Bull's not. The XRP Vice Grip is evil. Holding XRP gives you leverage so you can buy yourself a measure of freedom. And they were kind of on that same mantra too. They were like, yeah, we want to have people at DeFi. We want people to have their own banking. We want people to have their own like control over money. I agree 1,000%. But all of these coins are going to fucking die. And if you're not holding XRP because you're so stuck on the FUD of XRP, you're going to fucking suffer. That BitBoy video they pulled was a low blow. But I don't know if you guys know this. I steamrolled over that. I was like, that's funny. Because I look like that guy right now. And it's sad that BitBoy ended up being, you know, something sad. But I mean, I'm not sad. I will let people have it unapologetically. And that is why eventually my YouTube stream will be banned. He had to go buy back his XRP. When Mike left, if he was buying XRP, I'm glad I did my part. Honestly, I almost turned it off because you were being so docile. Oh, Rodney Rose, nice. Did I come through in the end? I hope I came through in the end. I hope I was honestly like, I knew my channel was hoping that I was just going to like push their faces on the mud immediately, but I needed to let them know I care. The only way that this works and the only way that you actually convert people to XRP is to let people know you fucking care. Look, I want Mike to succeed. I want David to succeed. I want Jeff to succeed. I want all of them to succeed. I don't want any of them suffering because of the New World Order's bullshit plan. I don't want one of them suffering because of their trifecta. I don't want any one of them suffering because they didn't know. And apparently they didn't know. And they were being educated and left. So if they hold XRP, 100 XRP, great. If they don't, at least their channel knows who's real. Yeah, you went parabolic on them boys. They were listening. What if BitBoy was intentionally ruined? He could have been. I mean, if Vici was killed, Paul Walker was killed, Heath Ledger was killed, all because they were about to reveal stuff about the New World Order. Facebook is evil. Fiat is evil. All corporations are evil. AR-15 is evil. I'm going to seize Mike's cabin. That's funny. Applause, Castlight. Kudos to you. Taxes are evil. They still pay them. Yeah, taxes are evil. You still pay taxes, Mike, David. They're evil. Government's evil. You're still living in this country. My state is evil. Washington. Bunch of Democrat fuckboys. Like all... Don't even need to go into that. But they're evil. I'm still here. I live here. My family's here. My friends are here. My business is here. Fuck off, New World Order. They get their information from the news on TV. That's what I always thought. Like when I made my first video attacking them, doing the commentary on Mickle's debate with them, I was like, are their deep dives going to Yahoo Finance, searching XRP, and scrolling to the bottom? And I've kind of deduced that's similar to what they do. What options do we have to survive when inflation fuck us every year? XRP. That's it. Silver, physical silver. And see, Mike understood physical silver and gold. So I related to him with that. I was like, Mike, you're doing a great thing. Physical silver and gold, God's money, great money, is going to go more parabolic. They were shocked silver is going to go more parabolic than gold. EezyXRPeezy had to educate them on gold and silver. Like, how does that fall on me? Because of my fucking cartoon bear. They think XRP is a cult and Ripple uses us to take profit in retail. And they did for a long time. Ripple for a long time used you for the foundations of building what will eventually make you wealthy. Thank them for that. Yeah, they're evil. Yeah, they're satanic. Yeah, they're anarchist. Yeah, they're like, you know, New World Order elitist. Yeah, they're occultist. Yeah, they drink children's blood and a lot of shit. But XRP, by holding it, will make you wealthy so that you can undo a lot of that. That's why this is not a game. The number one thing I wanted to say on their channel was that this is not a fucking game. I think they think it's a fucking game. I think they think this is fucking fun. And this is fucking fun. We've made this channel fun. But it is not a game. I'm going to grab my bag and run, Booker. I predict they will ask you back again. I don't know. I hope they do. I hope at least if they ask me back, I can ask them to like genuinely like not quit on me again. Like I was just getting going. I built up all day for this. I built up 24 hours for this. I wrote notes so I would have topics that I could cover in case they ran out of shit to talk about and ask me about. I wrote notes. They didn't even ask for notes. They let me go at it and then left. Dude, who said Clarity Act will be bad for crypto? It will nuke utility coins to the moon and shitcoins will go to zero. Yeah, 1000%. Definitely fun. Yeah, it was definitely fun. Moneymaker XRP. Moneymaker XRP. I just want to say Moneymaker XRP. Earlier when you were in there live, my whole channel was watching you and rooting for you. So Moneymaker XRP, I owe you a beer. You know that. And I owe you some XRP just for being the connection between me and that channel. Because that was maybe the most fun I'll ever have in my life. Honestly. Letting them have it was maybe the most fun I'll ever have in my entire life. Pre-XRP price appreciation. They got scared of the F word. Soft hands boys right there. And that was a channel that wasn't monetized. Wouldn't it be funny? And I'll just say this because I'm not sure if they'll do this. Wouldn't it be funny if they didn't make that live public? Wouldn't it be funny if they made that live private? It's like no one could ever see what happened to them. We'll know. We'll always know what happened to them. Bearable Guy 1, 2, 3. I was expecting when I brought up Bearable Guy for it to be a conversation. They hadn't heard of him. They hadn't heard of Riddlers. They hadn't heard of Big Short. They hadn't heard of Mr. Pool. They hadn't heard of Bearable Guy. They hadn't heard of Reverse Bearable Guy. They hadn't heard of Jim Cramer. They haven't heard of all this shit. How does that fall on me? They're doing deep dives. Where? Yahoo Finance? You told them if it was Bitcoin, I'd be here telling you it's Bitcoin, but it's XRP. Yeah, because Bitcoin's a cool project. They were both created by the CIA and NSA. But one of them is intended as a distractionary measure, like a flare out of a fighter jet to make the missile distract and hit over here, retail. And then one of them was designed to actually go to the fucking moon and be the new liquidity pool. One of them. The one they suppressed, duh. Mike couldn't shut up with Mickle. You blew their minds and shocked them into silence. I was glad for that. Honestly, let me put it this way. You guys weren't on the live. I think Mike's a great guy. I think Jeff's a great guy. I think David's a great guy. I could tell they were genuinely interested and wanted to know. But they did quit a little early. Those guys were a bunch of jabbed up squares. Cucks and simps. I will say this. David was fun to talk to. He wasn't disrespectful. Jeff, I wish would have talked more. Mike is a Marine veteran. And without Marine veterans like Mike, we couldn't even have these conversations. So to you, Mike, if you're still watching my live, thank you. Thank you for serving this country. Thank you for being a badass fucking Marine so that we even have the opportunity to have these mental conversations. Moneymaker, you went to their chat. I love it. Oh, he did? He's already a double agent. Castlight, I knew you were laying in wait for the best moment. Yeah. I don't know if you guys could tell. I was playing YouTube chess. I was like, you guys show me your hand first, and then I'll finish. But they didn't let me finish. I hadn't touched one note. I have this page. I have this page. I have this page. I was ready to let them have it. I have this. I have these notes. Moneymaker represent. Yeah, Moneymaker had our back. He was our double agent. Anyone know who Catherine Fitz is if you don't look her up? Catherine Fitz, I gotta look her up. Sorry. Liked and sub to Jay Coben. Good work, man. Appreciate you. You pwned them. And Andy Crazy GameStop, you were another person that messaged before the live went live. And you were like, you got this, Chris. And I was like, I hope I do. Because they're probably going to come at me with some shit. I thought they were going to come at me with a lot more facts and data like they did Mickle. They came at Mickle with data. They were just listening to me. How much XRP we need to be rich by 2029, 2030? 1,000 XRP. 1,000 XRP, you're rich in 2029. Fitz is great. They couldn't handle it. Oh, man, I hope it blasts off this week. We have so many comments here. It's so awesome. This is so much fun. This has been one of the funnest moments of my career as a YouTube XRPeezy. They threw the right flag up at 20 minutes. They were still asking questions, though. I did give them 24 to 48 hours notice. Yeah, if it starts lifting off by the solar eclipse, I gave them some notice. Chris was softpaw. I was softpaw at first, but then I pulled the gloves off, and 30 minutes later, they were done. I could tell and was pissed they cut you off way too soon. I was ready to go. I had another 3 hours in me. Like I've told you on my channel before, I can talk to you about XRP and crypto for 24 hours, and then I can start to bore you. At first, I didn't think David was going to show. He was late. I don't know if he did some research on my channel, but he was late. I'll bet you he knew I wasn't going to be like an easy bird to take down. Not that Mickle's an easy bird to take down, but Mickle's like way more polite and way less conspiratorial. So, and when I told them that, like, you know, Mickle was going toe to toe with them being polite because Mickle fucking destroyed their shit, they were like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. Mickle fucking walked all over you. At first, I didn't think David was going to show up. They can't handle the truth. Walk in crypto. What about David Schwartz stepping in on XRP in 2004, long before any crypto came about? Yeah. David Schwartz created the first ledger for the patent for digital ledger transactions in 88, the year I was born. And that was the same year The Economist came out and talked about the XRP Phoenix coin. Well, they had a necklace that said, like, you know, that has like the symbol for stellar, and it says 10x XRP. And yeah, so David Schwartz, also known as Satoshi, they had heard that David Schwartz was Satoshi. I thought that would blow their mind. They had heard that, which made the conversation even easier. Spooky for real. Bull's not. They definitely took the jab, swept it under an emotions rug when they watched Fauci. That is Bull's not. I love you, Bull's not. XRP seer, they PM'd him and said, make up a believable story to end it. Yeah, what if they were all texting behind the scenes? Because they're like, what did we just unleash on our channel? Our channel is supposed to be like surface level conspiracy and entry level crypto. And we just unleashed a fucking monster on our channel. Like, this is not going as well as it went with Mickle. Mickle's way too polite. Snort some addies and buy more XRP and XLM at those levels. Srack, LOL. Yes, it was a beautiful time. I didn't even get to the point where I was going to tell them that in my Discord channel, in my EezyXRP Army Discord channel, we talk about, like, you know, fucking 5D printing machine guns and shit. Like, I didn't even get there. I wanted to tell them about you, Srack. Fucking legend. Moneymaker, Dave, IFLS, a certified Bitcoin and ETH maxi. Yeah. And I hope they get some XRP. Like, I genuinely want David and Mike and Jeff to not suffer. No one deserves to suffer like that for no reason. Unless you think that XRP is evil, which it is, but doesn't mean you shouldn't hold some. Bull's not. Crispy, go join his militia. Dave Langlowis, they were overwhelmed. You let them talk for 30 minutes and then you took off. Yeah. They kind of thought, because I lowballed them. I think I gave them the impression for the first 30 minutes because I was genuinely trying to hear what they said. And then they were genuinely hoping that it was going to be kind of like a lowball situation. Like, here you go. Like, one at a time, back and forth, like Mickle and them. And I was like, no, you guys need to fucking hear this. You need to hear this. And I was shocked when they hadn't heard any of it. It's news to them. My channel is news to them. They've been in the space for 10 years. Veteran Mike has been in the space for 10 years. He had 40,000 XRP. He sold it. He's been in the space for 10 years. He hasn't heard about Bearable Guy? He hasn't fucking heard about Bearable Guy? How the fuck have you done a deep dive, Mike? How the fuck are you at whatever maxi? You haven't heard about Bearable Guy? This is the first fucking thing you hear about in XRP. 589, Bearable Guy, David Schwartz, fucking Joel Katz, like fucking Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple, all this other shit. Bridge Currency, all this other shit. Fuck that. You haven't heard about Bearable Guy? You've been in the space for 10 years? I was in the space for 2 weeks when I found out about Bearable Guy. You want to know what? Bearable Guy was interesting enough to me that I did the fucking research. I went to Not Financial Advice and I listened to what he had to say about it. New mom, Chris is fired up and I'm ready to time out the trolls tonight. I'm watching the chat. Nice. Yeah, new mom's on it. Alrad imagery. Jeff was agreeing with every bit of the conspiratorial stuff you were throwing down. I think Jeff's a good guy. They're all good guys. Sorry. They're all good guys. Respect to all of them. David works hard. Jeff works hard. Mike works hard. I hope their channel does well. I hope that their research does well. I hope that their investments do well. I'm just coming here to tell you on this channel, the EezyXRPeezy Army, the reason that it was so easy for me was because there was a pre-planned event. There was a one world elite global wealth transfer going to happen. And it is on a coin that most people fucking hate. They hate it for a reason because they've suppressed it for years. The SEC lawsuit. I didn't even get into the dual purpose SEC lawsuit. The SEC lawsuit was created so that they would suppress the price of XRP. And at the end of suppressing the price of XRP, which Mike actually had my back on and said the SEC actually like lost to Whipple, Ripple winning the SEC lawsuit gave them clarity for when there's a liquidity crisis, like the Japanese reverse carry trade, which lines up with Jake Claver, what he says. And all of this stuff lines up with Variable Guy and the Riddlers, and all the Riddlers are pointing to now. Japanese reverse carry trade is pointing to now. Japan has XRP shoved up their ass with Ripple shares, and they are ready to fucking change the financial system. They're ready. This is not a fucking game. Join his trifecta. Nice, bull, it's not. You didn't even get a chance to break them a can of hard cider on their asses. Yeah. I was opening my second can of hard cider, like, it's go time. Like, they're ready. Like, they're receiving this. And then they, like, 8 minutes later, like, Mike comes on the channel again, and he goes like, oh, I'm tired. Are you, Mike? Are you tired? I'm tired of being controlled by the New World Order elitists. I'm tired of it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to catch the move, for in which we get to say, fuck the New World Order elites, hold on to the tail end of an asset that they created for themselves to benefit themselves, give themselves more power, give themselves more money, all that. And it's once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We get to hang on to the tail, and you're tired? Sadly, they still don't get it. Maybe Jeff. Jeff bought some XRP. Maybe David. I hope Mike. XRP drab. Crispy, what is your fruity profile pic? Cripsy. Oh, I didn't see that. Cast Light, they will regroup and have you back. I'm 100% sure. I hope so. Because, like, I had another 3 hours in me. Ready to go. I was ready for it to get serious. It didn't even get serious. I told them, that's the thing. When I made a video like a day or two ago, my 10-minute video saying that no one knows fucking nothing about anything, and then they all want to act like they know everything, and then that's why they never fucking succeed. That's why. Because I did this YouTube channel knowing that I have an ADHD superpower. I annoyed my wife listening to 10, 12 hours of videos a day for over 2,000 hours, probably closer to 3,000 hours now, injecting information into my brain. Good, negative, neutral. And after that, I have become what I am, EezyXRPeezy. And they invited me onto their channel to battle, and they were not ready. They weren't. I'll be honest. They were not ready for the mental game that is XRP Ledger. Peter, bro, will XRP win? Okay, Peter, after all that, if you don't get XRP's going to fucking win, watch my videos, Peter. I want you to make it. I want you to catch it. I want you to see it. Get some XRP. Of course it wins. Are you kidding me? After all that, that's your question? Saloma Zed, awesome energy and knowledge. Chris, well done. Appreciate you. You know what my favorite thing about this live has been tonight? My favorite thing about this live was not only that I thought I was still going to be going for another 2 hours with them, but they tapped out. They literally like tapped out. They're like, what the fuck is happening to our channel? What the fuck is happening with this guy? This guy's taking over. I can't deny it and refute this guy's truth. I actually agree with him a little bit. What the fuck is this guy? Tap me out. I was ready to go another 2 or 3 hours. Like this guy. This guy's not quitting after an hour. He's got a fucking fire in his eyes. He's got purpose. I'm disappointed in them. Look, I love them as people. Like I love all of you as people. I am disappointed in Mike and disappointed in Jeff and disappointed in David for not, for one, putting up more of a fight. For two, quitting. How did that end with a white flag? Killed it, brother, in a monologue. Solid debater. Hey, you can rant to us. Get it out. Yeah, I am kind of letting you guys have it. I'm sorry. Oh man, I keep on losing my spot in the comments though, because there's so many comments. I have so many more comments than I'm used to. I'm sorry. This is just such a fun night. Let me go up here. I'm trying to get to all the comments, guys. I apologize. I will get to all of them. We're here for the next couple hours. I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling up. I'm like only halfway down in the comments. I'm trying to get to all you guys. Bitstein, yeah, good point. Man, I was seriously like not even like a halfway down in the comments. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to all the comments. I want you guys to all, even if you have to rewatch the live, to be able to get your question answered. Not gonna be. Okay, so solid debater. Hey, you can rant to us. Get it? XRP one moon. Kevin, if after all this video and after all this live and after all that debate, you have to ask XRP one moon, XRP will fucking moon whenever the fuck they want it to moon because they are the occultist elite. They are the trillionaires. They're going to transfer their wealth to a new financial system. And if you're holding XRP when it happens, you will become wealthy. That's one moon. It wasn't you talking. It was the spirit of God speaking. I feel like it was a little bit. Yeah, it's crazy not to hold any at all. Yeah. Kevin, we got to get Chris subs up. Hit that like. Yeah. At least 1,000. Yeah. Sentaya, interesting to see what Jake C says to them when he is on their show. I wonder if they'll bring me up, honestly. Because Jake's helped me on his radar. I have to message Mickle. Sirac, LOL, you did a tremendous job. You know, what's funny is like I had a little bit of a back and forth in my mind. I was like literally like, okay, do I want to let these guys have it and like hurt them? Or do I want to let them have it and like help them? And I opted for the second part, the latter, the Christian side of me. I said, I want to hurt these guys to help them. And so I started to lay it on. The second I started laying on extra icing, they left. Moneymaker, we all think alike here. Christ is king. We see because of the helper. They have no clue what that is. Bull's not XRP. They see themselves as the authority. They don't like learning and it's uncomfortable to do so. Yeah. They like to be in their own comfortable little realm talking about DeFi. Like DeFi is cool, but XRP Ledger is rule. Mr. Perm was shocked. Yeah, I cannot wait to rewatch the live because I couldn't keep an eye on Jeff. I was like honestly just so focused on channeling like what my subconscious was spewing out. Like I told you guys, I did not ever write down notes trying to anticipate debating a bunch of crypto nerds. I just have it all in here. So when I get triggered, my conviction builds, my heart gets on fire, I send it. And then when I send it, even on a live like that, they just fucking start receiving and they're like, I don't know what this is. Why doesn't Trump own an XRP? He does. So Trump's family owns XRP. Ripple has made several deals with the White House, and they will gift XRP to the White House. KO, Raw Food Writer, nice. Kevin is a twat in the comments. Kevin's new. Kevin's not a twat. Kevin's new. He sounds like a twat because he's new, but he's a new guy. He's genuinely trying to feel out what is XRP. Because imagine coming to this channel, hearing me talk like I am, hearing me like talk on their channel, and then coming to this channel and trying to understand what it is. It's a lot. So give a little bit of grace when these new people come in because they're trying to figure it out. And they're not stupid. They're just trying to figure it out. Daniel the Lion, laughing fire. Saloma, Kevin, who said he does not bet Trump still got his hands on the liquor guitars. Oh yeah. Bull's not. Keep believing the media. Bedtime story, Kev. Kita, I think Trump's son holds XRP. Oh, yeah, for sure. And even Scott Bessent holds XRP. Daniel the Lion. Bradley Carter, you were too nice, Peasy. I was too nice at first. But I was also... I cannot help but, even if as enraged and convicted as I get on YouTube, I cannot help but forget that the whole reason I started this channel was to help a few more people catch XRP. And that includes Mike. That includes Jeff. That includes David. They're all good people. All of them, Mike, Jeff, David, if they were given the opportunity to help their neighbor, they would. But just because crypto is so complex and because it's such a big psyop, you have to like read through the lines. You have to read through the descriptions. You have to read through the citations and you have to come to your own conclusion. Bull's not. It's possible to just have an LLC hold the XRP. You don't need to hold it. You're fucking name people. Sorry, I think I know what you're saying, but yes, LLCs are good. And you want to have some sort of anonymity. Bradley Carter, you got to give them this PZ, call them out for the lack of intelligence, integrity, and research. That's what the human inside of me wants to do, but the Christian inside of me wants to like genuinely not call them out and genuinely try to help them get to where they might hold XRP. The second mouse, it looked like they fact-checked you on that XRP movement. That's funny. I don't even know what XRP movement you're talking about because it was... I'll tell you this, guys. When I go all conviction rant like that, It is a subconscious release, and I don't remember half of it. That's why I re-listen to my lives. Moneymaker. I was trying to tell them about Misk wallets. They argued, then checked XRP scan. Oh, Musk wallets, yeah. Moneymaker. Okay, yeah, so I just read that one. Daniel the Lion. Jeff kept his fucking mouth shut. I think Jeff wasn't ready for that. I think Jeff got told by Mike and David that we have this guy coming on to talk about XRP, and he had his fucking world rocked. Walk-in crypto. Trump does have XRP. There's a non-disclosure agreement to not talk about XRP. Dark pools is the reason XRP's price is down. Walk-in crypto. I haven't seen you on this channel before. Very well said. So applause to you, Walk-in crypto. You get it. Be humble always. You're very courageous, Peezy. You know what it is? It's a conviction thing. Be humble always. Like, I always appreciate your super kind comments. It is a conviction thing. There was nothing courageous about what I did tonight other than I was like, these guys are picking on XRP Army. And just like David and Goliath, I was like, I'm going to rise up, put my name out there. Be like, fine. You want to fucking battle with XRP Army? Fucking bring it. Like, fucking fight me. Like I'm ready. Like, you want to fucking go toe to toe and think that you're all high and mighty and know all this shit. Fine, bring it. And I would never go and provoke people like that. But because they were provoking Mickle, because they were talking shit to Mickle, I was like, fine. You know, and I went on their channel and I saw that they had some shorts that were saying like, no one in XRP Army ever wants to challenge me. Like, really? No one? Fine. I'll challenge you. I don't even care if I win. I'm going to fucking challenge you. So it wasn't courage, be humble always. It was conviction. Randy Graves, guaranteed Mr. Perm went and bought some XRP. We should ask him next time. XRP Drab, I bet Mike can't do more than 50 push-ups. I want that smoke. Look, I want to say this again for Mike's sake. I respect the fuck out of Marines. I'll bet you he can do 50 push-ups. And I'll bet you he's an excellent shot. And I'll bet you he would lay down his life for his local American citizen. And we need guys like Mike. We do. Now, does that make them all correct about crypto and why cryptography was created? No, of course not. Because it's far too deep of a space. Few people have had the luxury that I have had to have a business in which 10, 12 hours a day you can have a headphone in your ear, downloading all this information so that you can spew it on people and have them understand what XRP is and why it was created. I was expecting a lot more backlash from them. The fact that they give no backlash made me realize they needed to do more research. Our fearless leader, Chris Newmom. I appreciate you guys. You guys are always so kind to me. I am literally just your average guy that like has ADHD on nitroglycerin, and I have done some deep dives because I had the luxury to. And yeah, I listened to a lot of dry bullshit to get to the knowledge that I have now. I wasn't sure what was going to come out and be unleashed on these people. I'm serious. When I was making this live, I was a little bit nervous before. I was like, I wonder if my true conviction will come out or if I'll just be seen as a cuck. Well, after like 20 minutes, giving them the chance to say their piece, true conviction came out, and I was grateful. So thank you, Jesus, for my true conviction coming out, because I think it did more than I could have as a person. Peter, for all my father-in-laws, like my biggest hater, I really need to be right about XRP. Don't worry, Peter. You're right. You're right about XRP, Peter. Gee, Dizzle, no, I work with a fatty who was a Marine and think he's tougher than everyone. It's not one size fits all. It isn't one size fits all. But I genuinely like communicating with Mike. I share the same sentiment with Mickle. They are good people. They are genuinely trying to help. They may have missed a few things because it's so deep and so confusing. But service level, they 1000% get it. Be humble always, one coin. Jesse Eisenperm. What a combo. Spooky G's. And Spooky G's coming in with the super chat on that live. I don't know if you saw me, Spooky. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God. Spooky's Unleashed in the live. Spooky's Unleashed on their channel. They don't even know who they're dealing with. They have no idea they're dealing with the fucking crazy Canadian Maple Leaf. Era Diamondry. Mike felt defeated. He stared off into space last 20 minutes of the interview. Yeah. Which I thought was kind of sad. I was like, am I not hitting with truth? Am I not telling you this is a once in a lifetime event? And Mike was like, kind of like rubbing his eyes. I was like, Mike, I'm telling you everything I've learned from 10 months of research. Please listen. Prinny K says, why does he keep saying that it's bad? He kept saying it's bad because I was saying it's bad. It is bad. The XRP ledger, the Clarity Act, the beast system, you don't want any part of that. But if you hold XRP and you have a piece of the new financial system, you will become financially wealthy for your family, and you will have a defensive mechanism against the New World Order beast system. So that is why it's so important to hold XRP. It has nothing to do with wealth. Bitstein. Salemazad, because David is concerned about feeling good when holding an asset. Yeah, that's true. Pretty case, like it's a tech that can be used for a lot of things. Sure, the bad. Yeah, there's good, the bad, and ugly, and everything. Amazon's evil, but I still ordered my webcam through them because I wanted it now for this exact event. Kevin, Jeff didn't understand why XRP is valuable. He's clueless. Yeah, that was kind of opening because his name was blockchain something. Still a nice kid. Salama, not so much about making money. Shepard, I bet Jeff should secretly subscribe to your channel. He's a believer now. Yeah, probably. I hope so. Because look, the whole reason I made this channel was so people wouldn't miss this. The whole reason I made this channel was not to become famous. I was never hoping to have more than a certain amount of subscribers. And I'm never going to monetize it. The reason I'm never going to monetize it is because if monetizing it takes 10 people away from seeing what's actually going to happen, I don't want to do it. Not to make 20 bucks a month. New mom, they are part of the crypto family, but they are annoying cousins. Yeah, they're like the annoying cousins that don't get it. They haven't gone deep enough. Pretty K's, guys can use it for bad stuff, but there's so much good that can come out of it. Exactly. It's like all about how you use it. It's like guns are bad, but it's about who's holding the gun. You know, guns inherently by themselves are not evil, but if you attach a person with evil intentions and give them a gun, that evil things are going to happen. Same thing with XRP. Both not XRP, trifecta these nuts. Nice. Kevin, people that are Bitcoin maxis typically don't believe in XRP, two very different ideologies. Yeah, and they struggle to see out of their tunnel vision of like, oh, I've been holding Bitcoin this whole time. I've gotten wealthy off of Bitcoin. And so for those and those reasons, I want to believe in Satoshi. And if somebody tells me not to believe in Satoshi, then I'm going to be very upset. Timothy Permalet. Man, you guys are really letting that guy with the perm have it. I think the perm looked good on him. Castlight, you sold the message. People will listen. I hope so. G Dizzle, Bitcoin isn't freedom if the government is able to control all mining nodes and vital up. Very well said. Bull's not the planet satanic. Yeah. Like I asked them about the fallen angels on their channel because I was curious if they had heard about them. And said, yeah, they heard about the fallen angels. I'm like, they hate us. They hate that we were created in God's image. That's why they had us fucking wear masks during the C19 event. They hate that your face, sorry, the camera's on here. Your face was created in God's image. They hate that about you. And so that's why they wanted you to wear a mask, to mock God. Like, oh, look, God, your creation, that's made in your image. They're all covering their faces now because we said so. That's why they did that. Nothing to do with health. New mom, bowl bingo, XRP draft, they don't even know about Tether. I didn't even get to ask them about Tether. There were so many things I didn't get to ask them about. They left me hanging. I'm sitting here waiting to box. I was waiting to take the fucking gloves off. Gloves were on for the whole life. I was waiting to take the gloves off and really hit them with some shit and some low balls. And they fucking left. They left me. They didn't leave Mickle. Tools for the plan are as well. These guys have no ability to detect nuance. Yeah. Moneymaker Chris, even Jesus can't save Amol Amigo, sad but true. Yeah. I'm trying to help people see XRP as like this pre-planned New World Order elite system. Pretty crazy. I don't believe the plan is satanic. I do believe the plan was created for an agenda. Yeah. I mean, you can take it however you will. I mean, it is still pre-planned. Wolfman, taxes are theft. Very well said. Kevin allegedly killed many fake deaths of celebrities. Yeah. There's a lot of fake death celebrities. Remember the yin and yang symbol? They're always light in the dark and vice versa. Yeah. And I think yin and yang applies to XRP holders and Ripple. Yin and yang, like one side being heavier than the other. Ripple needed you when they first started. Ripple needed you for your liquidity to build the foundations of Ripple. Now that they've been built, you will gain if you hold until the time of which they decide to power the new system on. If you're hanging on during that moment when they power the new system on and pour all that liquidity into the new system, you will become incredibly wealthy compared to what you're used to. And that's it. And everything else will collapse except for physical gold and silver. The second mouse, taxes and usury are wrong. Moneymaker, XRP, the plan is satanic, but God uses it against them in our favor. Yeah. God is treating us like the Rebel Alliance. God wants us to take XRP, Satan's coin, cash it out, or get yield on it, and use that against the New World Order and Satan's plan. That's what God wants us to do. And so I don't think they got that on their channel. And I never even got to ask if they believe in God or they're faith-based people. I never even got to ask that. I didn't get to ask 100 things because they fucking left me hanging. Kevin, Trump said no taxes in future, only tariffs. Yeah, and I hope so. Dave Lang Louise, you started off like the last place horse in the Kentucky Derby and came back to win the race. I did that kind of on purpose. I needed to size them up a little bit and let them know I care about them and let them know that I value their thesis. I value their opinion. And then when my conviction and fire built inside of me and the topic hit, I didn't hold back. And that was it. Bullsnot, they want to know everything you do and shut off your funds, probably charge you for filtered, or at some point the plan is evil. The Q drops tell us a lot too. Yeah. D-Dizzle, and give it back to you, the people, and give it back to you, the people. Very nicely said, D-Dizzle. I love Bane. Love me some Bane. Oh man, I'm trying to think of Bane quotes right now. Bane, Aaron Hardy as Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. Man, hard to beat. Other than Heath Ledger as a Joker. Pretty crazy. Guys, creation comes first, then corruption, not the other way around. Walk-in crypto. You can't use gold like silver when it comes to trade for goods because gold is a reserve. Silver is a trade for good assets. Very well said. Be humble always. Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Only gold and silver shall be used as legal tender and to pay off debts. LOL. Moneymaker. Kevin. Chris, when do you think XRP will make a significant price move? Will it ever be repriced? So I'm in between Crypto Phoenix and Jake Claver in the sense that I think it could be just repriced, but it also could be repriced in the sense of like FOMO. So whether the price gaps up to $100 plus or $1,000, or whether it just gets repriced at thousands of dollars, like Versan thinks. Yeah, it's very, very possible for either. Randy Graves, and you made a great thumbnail. Yeah, I didn't actually make that thumbnail. That thumbnail was made by First Legion in our Discord community. And then I had to change it to the one that Shepard sent me because it was like more full screen and I wanted it to be correct size. But I mean, they were all amazing AI thumbnails. Randy Graves, Fly Veil, asymmetrical conceptualizing is not as average tasks. I'm sure you're right. Moneymaker, U-Ball Rock, U-Wall, or U-Ball Rock. Game of Paradise, this was like the McGregor fight. Oh, I appreciate that, Game of Paradise. I was ready to go. They seemed to throw in the towel pretty early. I will always be ready to challenge them again and do another debate, but I don't know if they will always be ready. I think they have to do another couple thousand hours of research to box with me. Bullsnot, if they hurt and kill the most helpless and innocent of us, what do you think they feel about hurting us? Guys are idiots, plain and simple, and should be more aware of being a military man. Yeah. But, we all are dealt shit in life, Just because he's an excellent Marine doesn't mean he's going to be an excellent crypto holder. He's trying to do the best he can. He's human. I think he's living a great life. I think he's got 99% of it right. And the 1% I think that Mike has wrong is that XRP is not valuable. Pretty crazy. I honestly don't believe anything was done in that conversation. It was very one-sided and was barely productive. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to look at it. Bradley Carter, XRP is evil, but he's a former Marine, killing people in the name of capitalism. Got it. I know that it can go deep like that, Bradley Carter, but I think that at the same time, I'm glad that we have Marines. We really do need military to keep this country strong. The second mouse, there are AI trifecta does the deep dives. Their AI trifecta does the deep dives. AI could do a better deep dive than they did. I was if you were to take like a cup And they were talking about deep dives to battle me. I was like, here, ready to take the gloves off to go all the way down to here and box. And they quit. Kevin says those guys didn't know shit about XRP and its folklore. The true squares are who probably wear polos and khaki since age 12. Maybe everyone except for Mike. Mike's a Marine, guys. Marine is a very serious thing. Like, I don't know if you guys know this. Marines are very fucking serious military elites. Like, they're insanely powerful people. So he is that for sure. And then in crypto, he's whatever you just saw. Jojo, they will be buying XRP at $20 per coin. I wanted to ask that. I wanted to ask them. I wrote down notes today. I was writing so many notes today to ask them. I was going to say, about XRP. I was like, if the price of XRP starts going up, will you guys be buying, or will you let your hatred for XRP keep you from buying XRP as it's going up and everything else is crashing? I was like, will you buy? I didn't even get there. Moneymaker, here's the truth, Chris. They could care less about XRP. They talk shit about it just to get clicks. They could. They don't get many clicks, though. Kita, unfortunately, it's their loss. They will miss out on the high, and we will be the ones celebrating and visiting each other's compounds. I agree. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys noticed. The last statement I made when I knew they had quit was that I hope that even if they hate XRP, they at least hold 100. Because I don't want their bias against XRP to keep them from having a defensive mechanism against the new older elitist beast system. It was genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I was like, please hold 100. I said that to everyone. Like, please hold 100 XRP, not financial advice. Just please hold 100 XRP. This is a defensive mechanism against the new beast system. Like, please. Like, it doesn't even matter if I like you. Just please don't miss this. Jojo, how do you claim to be in crypto space and haven't heard about it? Yeah. Not only crypto space, but like literally talking about shit about XRP every day and not have heard about Variable Guy. It blew my mind. I was ready to hear negatives about the Riddlers, and they haven't even heard about it. Both not XRP, they asked Google for a few bullet points to discuss. They were not ever compelled to do real research until they met me. Gamer Paradise, I went to their chat also. Oh, you did? I can't wait till we watch their live, because they probably got some good chats on their live. I wasn't watching the chat at all. I was just channeling anything that I could think of. Kevin, these guys are exit liquidity. Infinite Jack, gonna watch from beginning now. Me too. I am literally going to just enjoy like another drink or so and just listen to the whole live from start to finish, because I've had the best time tonight. And thank you guys for watching, because it's made it even more fun. Chasa, can you do the other buzz ball? Josh. Okay. Game of Paradise. Pretty Crazy says they didn't bring up any points because you speak in rumors and finicky connections with half truths. I mean, that's a good point, but I was ready for that. If they wanted to bring up full truths about the rumors I brought up, more than happy. I was literally ready to box. I don't know nothing about XRP. Trust me. Game of Paradise. Well, I guess I'm selling all my XRP and getting Canton. I was wrong the whole time. Did you guys like when I made that joke, or was that joke too much? When I made that joke and said like, "Oh, hold on, I'm just selling some XRP real quick." Like, was that a good joke, or was that just like scared you guys? Time to rethink my whole life. The second mouse got to do a watch party on Discord. Nice. We probably will go to Discord after this. I'm trying to catch up with all the comments, and then we'll go to Discord. Moneymaker, XRP, if I'm right, and I believe I am, XRP is 100,000 to 500,000 spikes above. Yeah, 90%. This is pre-planned. Rusty, you were in the zone, Chris. They weren't emotionally ready for the Category 3 storm. You're definitely going to live rent-free in their heads. I hope so. I hope I live rent-free in their heads enough for them to hold 100 XRP. I don't want them to suffer. Pretty K's, they think in a certain framework and you do not connect to a wavelength. My wavelength seemed higher than theirs. I'll be fair. Moneymaker, I own Canton 2 and HBAR and XLM and XTC and Quant SHX. I was genuinely asking them about Canton because I know nothing about Canton. The reason I know nothing about Canton is because it doesn't fucking matter. Is that too real? The reason I don't know anything about any other coin other than what I've heard is because XRP ledger is the only ledger that the New World Order elites intend to use and power on. Is that fair? XRP Drev. I sold all of those for XRP. Nice. Spooky G's. Chris, did you check out the Pokemon card I made about you? It's in Discord. Oh, let me go check that right now. I need to see Spooky G's Pokemon card. I need to download. Wow. That's a visual. Sirac posted a visual. My name is Jeff. Oh, you guys are so mean to Jeff. Jeff was a nice guy. Okay. There's a guy eating meat. Beauty is everywhere. Man, you guys were in the Discord hard when I was doing the live. Sirac, Mini Ripple Escrow was posting the live and eating popcorn. Nice. Caught the debate on the projector outside camping, got the popcorn, got the cold. Dude, you guys were watching this on a projector camping? You guys have the best life in the world. Daniel the Lion. Gotta see it through for her now, Chris Live. My mom is the reason I'm sorry, I didn't see the Pokemon card. Post it again maybe and I'll find it. You guys were doing some amazing shit while I was doing that live. I'm jealous. Moneymaker XRP, and I'm buying more XRP. Nice. Scooby, I liked your strategy. Thank you, Scooby. It was a strategy based on humility. I was like, okay, I don't want to just come out and start throwing jabs and destroy these fuckers. I want to hear what they have to say. Just like the way that they act like they want to hear what I have to say, I genuinely wanted to hear what they have to say. I did not expect after an hour for them to just wave the white flag and quit and leave. That blew my mind. That blew my mind to a level where I was like, okay, these guys were never ready for this. They didn't anticipate this. They had no way to predict this. And it went better than I thought, times 1,000. Kevin says, do we need to transfer XRP to an LLC that was formed in Wyoming for tax protection? Yes, in the end, but you can do that after price takes off. So if you don't have more than like 100,000 XRP, just wait until price takes off and then spend a little bit of that and do that process. Through DAG, preferably. Like, I don't recommend people hold their assets in Anchorage at DAG. I recommend you hold in cold storage because I think it'll be important for the New World Order process to actually hold in cold storage. But the LLC in Wyoming and having DAG do it with identity remote, brilliant. Moneymaker, I have at Kevin. Hi, Costanet, Zax. Wolfman, Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, all killed and drugged by the same people. Yep. Yeah, it sounds like you've done some deep dives, Wolfman. Stefan, what if David and Mike were CA trying to confirm how much you know and who's on your channel? I think they would have come at me harder if they were, honestly. They didn't come at me at all. I was ready to box. I was ready to swing. I never had to. Lobby, love that you brought up the beast system. It's the only thing to bring up when you're talking about XRP. XRP leads to the beast system. So in order for, like, I was asking them a bunch of questions because I wanted them to critically think live on and kind of expose themselves. They did. I asked them all, like, what do you think about the beast system? What do you think about the Fallen Angels? What do you think about XRP? What do you think about Ripple? What do you think about Garlinghouse? What do you think about Elon Musk? What do you think about BlackRock not being able to talk about XRP? What do you think about like this? What do you think about the Riddlers? They didn't know. That blew my mind. Prinny K says, Chris, you must demonstrate your knowledge with some form of factual foundation. Although emotional expression helps the conversation pieces, it doesn't prove points or make you strong. I am strong without you, Prinny Craze. I understand there's a lot of people on this channel that just don't get it. I understand there's a lot of people on XRP that just don't get it. But for you to come on this channel with nothing to explain as to why you think I'm wrong, but to just say you must demonstrate your knowledge with some form of factual foundation. You know what my factual fucking foundation is? I've done thousands of hours of research and pieced together different pieces of the puzzle. I've come to conclusions that you would have never even fucking thought to ask. That is why I talk the way I do. Not because I've sit there and done some sort of college essay to appease Prinny K's. Not as if I've done some sort of college essay to appease David, Mike, and Jeff. You just watch me decimate. The way you decimate people like that is to fucking know your shit. If you know your fucking shit, Pretty K's, you don't need to fucking write shit down on a fucking piece of paper and cite your fucking sources. You want to know what their fucking sources are? Yahoo Finance. Who are you going to listen to? Yahoo Finance or me, who actually fucking cares about you and your family, Pretty K's? I hope, Pretty K's, that for the sake of you and your family, you hold some XRP, whether it be 10 or 100, so that you don't get fucking crushed by the New World Elite financial beast system. Good luck to you, whoever the fuck you are. Both not XRP. They suckle on the YouTube teat, and all they have is passive aggressive mockery as a defense for being uninformed. Exactly like Pretty Craze. I hope you do well, Pretty Craze, but leave me the fuck alone. Alex Stratic, we knew you were crazy, but you really let it fly tonight. We liked you before the debate. Now we love you. I'm also 1988. There's a lot of us that are 1988, and we're now the XRP 88 jackets are being made. Yeah, and look, and Back to the Future, the movie, what speed did they need to get to in order to go back in time? 88. And type 88 into Gematria calendar, see what you get. Lauby, I can only listen for a few minutes while on a date. LOL, I will watch later in full. I hope you do, yeah. I told them they would be wise to listen to you. Nice. Wolfman, I hope your date goes well. Wolfman, when do you guys think we'll hit $1,000 XRP? So according to the Riddlers and Baba Cugs, $1,000 XRP is 2027. So, Lauby, how has he not known about him? Bearable guy, yeah, that was painful. Turple Nurple, you know, Mickle was bringing up a bunch of stuff that they thought they knew about. I brought up 5 things they knew nothing about, and that blew my mind. I was ready to go on a conspiracy channel. I was ready to go on an XRP debate. I was ready for it, and they were not ready. They were not prepared. Bull's not. I wanted to Sparta that guy right in the bear block. Nice, dude. Custin Zax, just dollar cost average, cheap folks, more pain, I guess. If Dems wins again, they will kill cryptos for sure. They can't kill cryptos, Costin Zax. They can't kill it because even though the Democrats hate the decentralized nature of cryptos, it is the plan for the New World Order elites. And the New World Order elites are way more powerful than the Democrats. Now, most of the Democrats are puppets of the New World Order elites, but the New World Order elites want cryptos to happen. And by cryptos, I mean XRP. They want XRP to happen. And so it doesn't matter what the fuck the Democrats think. The Democrats were doing this all as a pre-planned event to delay the Clarity Act as long as they can so that it would add fuel to the fire for XRP rather than hurt XRP. They didn't even answer why XRP was named XRP. I asked them before they went on some tangent. I said, why do you think XRP is called XRP? And they had they said this and that. XRP is called XRP because for one, it's called exchange rate peg for the New York Stock Exchange. And for two, X in front of an asset means that it's universal, means that it's decentralized. Like silver has X in it, gold has X in it, XAU, X, whatever silver is. X means decentralized. X means not connected to any other asset or connected to any other centralized, government or something like that in the world. So XRP, like XAU for gold, and whatever for X, whatever silver is. I forget what silver is. X was added so that people, the world, institutions and governments. And David Schwartz, one thing I was going to mention in my notes was that David Schwartz has said, David Schwartz, the guy who they even admitted could be Satoshi. David Schwartz has said the number one purpose of Ripple is to distribute XRP correctly. Why isn't Bitcoin saying that? Why isn't Ethereum saying that? Why isn't Solana saying that? Because none of them fucking matter. The reason they want to distribute XRP correctly is because in order to handle the global market trade and to eliminate the debt of the global markets, they need to have XRP powered on. And when they power on XRP, whoever it's distributed to, if it's distributed correctly, will eliminate the debt system and be a great, financial reset, of which the fucking channel I was just on had hardly heard of. You conspiracy theorists? And you haven't heard of the Great Reset? You conspiracy theorists? You haven't heard about Bearable Guy? You conspiracy theorists who also have a crypto channel who can't connect the dots between the only crypto on the planet that has a conspiracy behind it? You are conspiracy theorists? I think that means something different to you than me. Will Clarity Act pass in September? Doesn't matter. Seth, hey Chris, are you still watching new videos of Crypto Phoenix? Yeah, I'm trying to watch as many Crypto Phoenix videos as I can, amidst other things in my life. Crypto Phoenix, Crypto Phoenix is beautiful. Costa and Zax, no, they will delay, bro. Don't expect anything of politics. Yeah. Turple and Nurple, that's a cool name. Price before law, very well said. Kevin, SEC lawsuit brought by Epstein. Yep. They wanted to shut down XRP because there was a threat to Bitcoin. Triple Nurple beef bourguignon. Yep. The meal served when Ripple went to the White House 3 times because a good deal was made. Carson Zach's Epstein thing goes nowhere. Everyday people act like it's nothing. Yep. Stefan, there's a lot of 1988 babies in here, and I'm one of them too. It's not a coincidence. It isn't a coincidence. There's like 10 of us 1988 babies in here, and you have 88 for Back to the Future. You have 1988 for The Economist, for The Phoenix Rising. You have like 88 for like August 8th. For like, I mean, it's literally like there's so many 88 connections. I have 88 watchers right now. I have 88 viewers right now. Well, now it's 85, but it was 88 when you said that, when I read that. Sorry. Heart of a Lion, the thumbnail is wild. The thumbnail is thanks to, on Discord, it was Legion and Patrick Olson that made that for me. And they made several different kinds. The one that I chose in the end was the one that fit the full thumbnail so that it wouldn't be pixelated. But I appreciate them all for making that thumbnail. I asked them to make me as a shepherd holding my staff, which I started with originally. I was holding my staff wearing my robe, and I asked them to make me an AI image of me in the XRP robe holding, which now has become prophetic, of me holding fucking Mike and David and Jeff. You should add Jeff at the perm to the sheep. I'm holding 3 sheep for the flock, for my, shepherding these flock. They didn't fucking know. They didn't know, guys. I'm sitting on here making this channel. I'm sitting on here doing this YouTube live. I'm sitting on here like thinking like, and initially before I did the live, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, I wonder what kind of stuff they're going to throw my way. They didn't throw anything my way. They just let me fucking pave over them. What is my Discord, by the way? Let me add the Discord. So let me add this one. Invite to voice. Copy. I'll add this to my YouTube live. Let's see here underneath. I am very disappointed. I added it to my Discord. I added it to my description. I am very disappointed that they quit on me when they did. I was ready for a boxing match like them and Mickle, and I was ready for them to cut me off. I was very respectful and let them finish. They let me finish. And when I started letting them have it, I think they didn't know what happened. XRP Drab, Costin, you must be new to crypto. Moneymaker, Seth, if you like Crypto Phoenix, you need to check out XRP Labs. I haven't checked out XRP Labs, but I'm sure it's good. Kevin, how did they not understand that XRP will make you rich? Will give you options in the new world economy? Yeah. I don't understand how they missed that. The reason they missed that is because they think that crypto is about them. Did you guys like their reaction when I called all of us peasants? I was like, if you're not a multi-billionaire, you're a fucking peasant. Ripple and XRP don't give a fuck about peasants. Turbo Nurple, 589 hertz is the connection to the human subconscious. 589 is everything. Within Ripple, within the hertz, within the fucking X-Wing, within the fucking like. I didn't even go on the deep dive for the Riddlers and 589. I'll have to rewatch this live. Did they know what 589 was? I forget. Because I said 589. I don't know if they know what 589 was. If you don't know what 589 is, you are not XRP Army. Period. Well, it's not. The Dems don't matter, not the Republican. The true rules will turn this on to take control of the world. And they have decided the rest is a soap opera for entertainment, power, and peasants. Yep. Daniel the Lion, 3 rounds. Peasy with a KO. You guys are so funny. You guys kill me. Man, how are there still more comments? This is insane. This is what my Jay Claver must feel like when he gets all the fucking super chats and stuff. Let me go up here. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get, like, I thought I was catching up to all the comments and like 100 more popped up. How do I Ripple shares? Let's see up there. There we go. Daniel the Lion says 3 rounds, Peasy with the KO. It felt like 2 rounds, but whatever. Bullsnot, love you too, bro. You Bullsnot's like a fucking OG on this channel. Pretty craze. Does he even look at the YouTube chat? Me? I do. I'm just like, there was like 150 people watching. So like, I'm trying to get to you now, Pretty K's. Look, Pretty K's, I love you. I hope you do well. Hold XRP. Defensive measure against the New World Order elites. That's all you need to know. Moneymaker, XRP Lab, remember the pond. G Dizzle, do you know what thing is? David, yeah, I kind of do. Yeah, please tell me and educate me. Them. That was eye-opening. I was expecting them to give me a rebuttal as to how the Riddlers are stupid. They hadn't heard of the Riddlers. That's like 101 for XRP. Costin Zax, no. I know what I have. It's okay for me to wait 1 to 2 years at this point. Smart. I'm glad that you have the mentality. You won't have to wait 1 to 2 years, but I'm glad you have the mentality. Kevin, yep, the elite rule doesn't matter which party is in office or Senate House. Very smart. Costin Zax, I've been accumulating since 25 cents. Nice. So Costin Zax, you have a huge stack, and you're going to do very well in life. Eddie the Great, add them to the list of I tried to tell them. Very well said, Eddie the Great. Daniel the Lion, in real life, the light shines in the darkness does not comprehend. That was pretty metaphorical what just happened. Like, will they come back online and fucking finish? Seriously. I've got all night. Come back. Bring me back on your fucking channel. I was just getting ready. Just getting warmed up. They weren't ready. Kevin says they behave like boomers who can't work an iPhone. Yeah, Costin Zax, how to buy Ripple shares. Mickle has talked about how to buy Ripple shares. I think you just Google it. Ripple, very bullish. XRP, very bullish. All pre-planned. So whatever you hold, you're good. Moneymaker XRP, in a world that has never seen rain, they mock the man who has said it's coming and going to flood. Mic drop, nice. And Moneymaker XRP, we got to give extra kudos to you for being a double agent today. Earlier in the live, during this live, I feel like you were just going in there and swinging hard, and then I came in and like put the cap on. So Moneymaker XRP gets extra respect, and everyone should know I owe Moneymaker XRP a beer and some XRP for connecting the dots, connecting me and the node network. The second mouse, it doesn't really matter when, it's how much you snag before they moon. Smart. Daniel the Lion, the thumbnail is fire. Don't fuck with the shepherd. Yeah. And Shepherd made the AI image of me as a shepherd. So it makes it like double shepherd action. And now, honestly, I thought that that thumbnail was going to go in history as satire. It is now literal to me. Like, I was carrying these baby sheep on this live, and then they left. Like fucking rogue sheep. Booker, you might have stole some of their subscribers tonight. I hope so. Light Source, Jay Parada, only a few are chosen, sadly. Yeah. Moneymaker XRP, holding XRP is holding the least weapon against them. Pretty K says bros in his own echo chamber, just like them. Look, Pretty K's. How do I lay this out to you, Pretty K's? It sounds like you don't understand. It sounds like you just want to say shit. I built this channel because I don't want anyone to miss the Great Wealth Transfer from the New World Order elites to the good guys. We're the good guys. Why are we the good guys? Because we're fucking peasants. We're the good guys because we love people. We're the good guys because we don't fucking hate people like the New World Order elites and the One World Order and the Fallen Angels. So Pretty K's, you say, I'm in my own echo chamber just like them. I am not in an echo chamber. I am free from any chamber. This channel is not monetized. This channel is not to gain money off of you. This channel is not to ask you for subscription. This channel is not to ask you for anything. And all you have to do, Pretty K's, is come on here and comment 3 times and say stupid fucking shit to fucking miss this. Now, I love you, and I'm sorry that like I sound so mean to you right now, but I've read 3 of your comments enough to know who you are. You need to hold XRP. Period. Now, if you hate me, you hate the messenger, at least hold XRP so that you don't miss this wealth transfer for your family. And I hope you care about people enough to do something good with it, whether you deserve it or not. New mom, Pretty, I'm watching. What's your question? Nice. Pretty, you good? The vibes are up tonight in the chat. Positive vibes only. Yeah, new mom's on you, Pretty. Be careful. Burger T, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris got a lot more subs after that cooking tonight. That was fucking... I was shocked to come back to my live after being in their channel and see 150 people watching the live. The most people we've ever had watching the live was 80. We doubled that tonight. So there must have been something going on, whether it be in the spirit or what I was saying or whoever, or just all the OGs came out tonight. Thank you all for coming out and joining me on this fun live. I wanted to genuinely, and I'll continue reading these comments. I genuinely, when I made this live, when I made this debate with them, I genuinely wanted you guys to see the full true potential of me on fire, convicted, not holding back at all. And you didn't get to see that. I apologize. You got to see the initiation of what was building to that. But I apologize for anyone watching this channel that wanted to see me go full fire, not holding bar back, take the gloves off. I was ready and they left. So you got to see a glimpse into that, but I had more. I had 1,000 times more. Mater says, "Hey Chris, why do you think Jay Claver wouldn't talk about Metallicus on his live?" I'll say this: the reason that Jay Claver doesn't talk about Metallicus is because he's just like me. He knows their plan for XRP. Everything else he entertains and talks about for your sake, but he doesn't care. He's a family man. He's got a business. He's got XRP. He's got all this stuff. The reason he doesn't talk about Metallicus is because he doesn't care. The reason I wouldn't talk about Metallicus is because I don't care. Metallicus might be really cool, but we're convicted to hold XRP. That is why he hasn't talked about Metallicus. Not because it might not be a good thing, but because that isn't the point. Merle says, "I watch 4 hours every night, 7 days a week, and hour every morning, 7 days a week. Holding for 6 years, still not selling, holding the truth. Nice. Lauby, love seeing you fired up." Yeah. And I was about to get fired up, and they fucking ended it. So I'm mad that they didn't let me unleash my full force. Light source, Mike was awfully quiet. He wasn't as quiet as Mickle. The second mouse, it looked to me like they went and fact checked you when you said Wallace of Musbrito moved 2 months ago. And then they came back and couldn't fact check it. Because it fucking happened. I'm not making this shit up, guys. I'm going to go pee real fast and answer the rest of the questions, but I'm not making this shit up. I'm not out here for show.
Me and my mom were shit, or they're just going down to the beach.
Oh, cute. Sorry. I'm back, guys. Just wanted to make sure I answered everyone's questions. Pretty K says, "My question to Chris is mainly why doesn't he have his sources ready like the Ripple patent? You talk about it, but what's the patent number, the link? I'm not trying to be negative." And there's nothing wrong, Pretty K's, with. I don't think you're trying to be negative, Pretty K's. I think you're genuinely trying to see it. I think you're genuinely trying to catch it. But look, Pretty K's. I am a voice of conviction for XRP. I've seen it all. I don't need to prove anything to you, Prinny K's, because you don't get it. If you didn't watch that live against me versus 3 people that thought they got it, and understand, I get it. I've seen it all. I don't need to prove anything to you. That's the main reason that I don't have research for you. My channel is not monetized, guys. I don't give a fuck about that. XRP is going to make me wealthy. I don't need to monetize this fucking channel. Charles, can you close the blinds halfway?
Yeah.
Like, look, Prinny K's, I get that. I get the vibe from you, Prinny K's, that you are genuinely trying to figure out XRP. Look, watch some of my other videos. Okay? Understand that I have a heart for people. I care about you. I wouldn't lie to you. And if you think I'd lie to you, go watch some of my videos. Okay, Prinny K's? I don't want you to suffer during the great financial reset when they crashed the entire global economy just because you can't figure out why I don't have links written down, because I never expected to debate crypto nerds about XRP. I was researching it for myself. I'm sharing my conviction with you. I hope you catch it. Both not. They were saying that Trump doesn't own XRP, and I was just letting him know that you don't need to have XRP under your name. You can own an LLC or S corp. Yeah, he's got a private trust, a blind trust, and it'd be under the name of the entity. Custon Zax, if XRP moons somehow, we will need a good movie about it. Too much history, SEC, ETH, Bitcoin, Maxi. Yeah, there will be a movie about it for sure. Nice. Merle says Mickle works for Jake. If you don't know, yeah, he works as an advisor. They've already had the conversation about the dweebs. Oh, have they? Well, now they can have a conversation about me. Pretty case. I know it exists and it's real, but others and newcomers might not, to be honest. That's true. That's why we're here. Money Maker XRP. I love how you found them, Chris. You did so with humor, kindness, and humility. Trades we cannot learn from. I appreciate that, Moneymaker. And Moneymaker XRP, you have been like a double agent ninja on their channel, and I respect the fucking hell out of you. One Dominic says, first time on your channel, Mickle is awesome. Yeah, Mickle is awesome. Mickle's like the fucking white wizard in this channel. Moneymaker XRP, fought not found. Nice. Juan says XRP will take off. Very well said, Juan. New mom, pretty. I'm sure Chris can get on the surface level and provide sources, but please keep an open mind to the fact that you have to look past the surface to really see this much deeper. Yeah, very well said, new mom. Pretty case, you can be crazy or schizo, whatever it's called nowadays, and still be organized and smart. Chris says he does deep dives, but where is the result of that? You were witnessing the real life footage of the results of that, pretty. I love you, Pretty, but like, you just watched me fucking destroy 3 people who thought they knew crypto, and who thought they knew New World Order, who thought they knew crypto, who thought they knew conspiracy. You just watched me destroy them, dismantle them from the inside out. And you come on my channel with nothing to back yourself up and say, you can be crazy or schizo, which I am both, and say whatever it's called nowadays and still be organized and smart. You don't think I'm organized and smart to come to these conclusions and be able to say the shit I said? The reason it comes out as subconscious fire is because of how many thousands of times I've heard it, pretty. I don't want you to miss this, pretty. But stop trying to act like you're holier than thou and like you figured some shit out that I haven't. New mom, okay, you get it, pretty. I know you see it. Just keep speaking truth to those that cross your path. Yeah. Seth, what about DTCC and use case IMF, BIS, etc.? They conveniently didn't go anywhere near that, but focused on his use as retail crap token. I haven't seen you before, Seth, on my lives, but I love that comment you just made. That was beautiful. Seem to be focused on their useless retail crap token. They are. They are focused on their retail canton and how it affects them. XRP and Ripple don't care how it affects you because it doesn't affect you. It's just the future of finance. Prinny says to New Mom, I understand this, but I'm fairly limited through the chat, to be honest. You are limited through the chat. That is a disadvantage. But I mean, look, Prinny, if you want to come on and do a live debate with me, that's fine. I will not roast you like I did those guys. I will not be harsh on you. The reason that I'm coming on so strong to you, Prinny Craze, is because I don't want you to miss it. Period. That's it. If you haven't watched any of my other videos that I've made 80 of, describing the things you're talking about, and you want to come on the live and ask questions as if I don't know those things, that's kind of annoying. So please go and watch my other videos. Get your thesis around me. If you want to do a live debate with me, it's fine. I'll be nice to you. Like, I'll be way kinder to you than I was to these other guys because these other guys were asking for it. But Prinny Case, just please, if you don't like the messenger, me, and you happen to find my channel, please at least hold XRP. Like, XRP and God's plan for you has nothing to do with me. If you hate the messenger, please at least hold it. Moneymaker, Spooky doing the super chat was on point. That was so funny. I died. Did you guys see me laughing when I saw Spooky's name pop up as a super chat? I literally couldn't handle it, Spooky. I was literally dying laughing, and I was like, oh, Lord, Spooky's on live, and I'm not going to be able to hold a straight face. So thank you, Spooky, for spending 400 Canadian dollars to do that super chat. New Mom says, Prinny, I hope you can see that Chris is starting to read your comments. He's catching up. Patience. Yeah. Prinny Cage, just for the record, love the channel, by the way. Okay, so I will come out and say this now that you said that, Prinny Cage. If you love the channel, I apologize for being so harsh on you. The reason I was being harsh is because I don't want you to miss it. And if I'm ever harsh on anyone, including David, Jeff, and those people in that live, I don't want you to miss it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime wealth transfer of which we get to give it to the New World Order elites. Their jugular is exposed. Anyone holding XRP before it takes off, before they power it on, is going to be life-changing wealth. And so, Prinny, Case, I hope you stay on the channel. I hope you continue to ask questions. And I apologize if I came as harsh and abrasive to you because I really let you have it. You were being a little abrasive yourself, which is not bad. I can handle that. I'm married. So please, if you have any more questions, Prinny Case, please just hold XRP. You sound like you could be chosen. It sounds like you have a lot on your mind, and I'm grateful for you to share it here with the channel. If you're new to the channel, I love you. I hope that you catch this opportunity and that you are with us. So, Pretty Case to you. Thumbs up. Costin Zax, Brito is Satoshi anyway, right? Yeah, Arthur Brito I don't think is a real person. I think he's a Satoshi front. Be humble always, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Yeah, I kind of tried that method tonight. And then when I stung like a bee, I was like, they left. I didn't expect that. Juan says XRP Army strong. Pretty Case. Hey, Chris, what do you think about the economy splitting up into two types, the collateral econ and the simulated econ? Pretty Case, I think you're very smart. I think you get it. Hold XRP and then follow this channel. And as the new financial system progresses, we will all be having these exact conversations. Because I don't know. I don't know whether the collateral economy and the simulated economy will be different or the same. But Pretty Case, you sound intelligent. You sound like you get it. And you said, for reference, my assumption is that the new economy will split into the have assets and the have not assets, simulated economy. Look, Pretty Case, it sounds like you get it. Sounds like you really get it. So kudos to you for being on the channel. And I apologize if I came off really abrasive to you in this channel. I just don't want anyone to miss it. And I also somewhat don't like people saying that I don't know what I'm talking about just because I don't sit here and list references. XRP and Neo, how was that dip, you guys and gals? That was pretty fun. Moneymaker Chris, do you think only XRP survives or a few others? There will definitely be at least 20 other utility tokens to survive. XLM, HBAR, XGC, Flare, Cardano might, Canton might. Chainlink seems pretty strong. Quant, people love. There's other tokens, guys. But the other tokens were happenstance buddies of the New World Order Elite's plan for the One World Order, One World Reserve Currency, XRP. And so take that with a grain of salt. If you want to hold 90% XRP and hold 10% of these other coins, you're not going to be hurt. You're not going to be like extremely like overpowered. You're going to be like, you're not going to be hurt. So understand that there's tons of other coins that are going to be used as a happenstance of them having created the XRP ledger. But the XRP ledger is their baby, and that is what they intended to power on. So take that with a grain of salt. Bullsnut says, try using your weapons against weaponized 6G that makes your teeth fall out, or silent drones with night vision and heat sensors. The fight is already won. You can only win by being 1%. Bullsnut, that was very well said. That was really hard and fast, but I mean, you're right. New mom, XRP and Neo. Oh, it was seasoned extra good today. I put so much dip on my chip today. Very well said, new mom. Wolfman says, I just found you and I've been in XRP for 4 years. Love your content, bro. Excellent stuff. I appreciate you, Wolfman. And we would love to have you on the channel, Wolfman. Sorry, I'm still trying to catch up from all the comments from like an hour ago. It's insane, but I love it. XRP and Neo says seafood dip. New mom says Wolfman, welcome. Very, very nice. XRP and Neo, ISO 222 compliance will survive. Yep, those ones are going to survive. Merle says they will try to treat Jake like they did Mickle. Watch. Wouldn't it be funny if they treat Mickle and Jake the same, but they come against me, the one guy who's got a super small channel that's unmonetized, that doesn't have investors watching him? I can just say whatever the fuck I want. I'll let them have it. And like against me, they don't stand a chance. But against Jake and Mickle, they stand a chance because Mickle and Jake have investors to like take care of and think of. Wouldn't that be funny? I thought that was a little bit hilarious. I was like, because Jake Claver knows all this, Mickle knows all this. They're both white wizards. And then you have me, the ADHD degenerate, who can say whatever the fuck he wants, and that is my advantage. And one thing that I didn't get to say that I actually wrote in my notes was that like the one advantage I have over Mickle and Jake Claver is that they have investors to care about and think about. They have a YouTube channel that's monetized to think about and care about. I do not. I am invincible. That is why I wiped the fucking floor with those guys on my channel today. Xavier says, whenever I talk about XRP to friends or coworkers, I can tell the gears that haven't turned are trying so hard, damn, but it needs oil or something. That's how I felt tonight with that live with David, Mike, and Jeff. It felt like their gears were trying to turn, but you could see in their eyes they couldn't. XRP and Neo, the BTC hack the other day was proof Bitcoin is not going to be accepted. They ain't telling people that. XRP and Neo, I haven't seen you on the channel before. You get it. You get it, XRP and Neo. Xavier says, bro, it's so frustrating. New mom, that's actually sad, but damn, that's funny how you wrote it out. I don't know what you're talking about there. New mom says, some people are meant to drive V12. Some people are meant to clean them. Nice. Mystic Mage says, red pills need a lot of water to swallow. That water is patience. They lost patience with you, so they choked. Wow. I almost want to like screenshot that or copy and paste that because Mystic Mage, you nailed that on the head. That was so beautifully written. I just want to like, how do I save that?
I'm watching it. I got it.
Okay, Chaucer, my nephew has saved it. Moneymaker, LOL at new mom. Xavier says, I can't sit here and act like XRP is the easiest concept to understand, but when you bring up macro stuff, it's like, come on, make the connection. Yeah. And that's what I was doing tonight. I was just starting to let them have it, and they quit. Bullsnut says, rack in the middle, new mom. Bull, you got it. Moneymaker. Moneymaker says, something tells me you drive V12 for turbo, new mom. Yeah, me too. Bullsnut, can I have a moment to talk you about your riches? Bullsnut, if you want to talk to me, you can. I don't know who you're talking about. But XRP and Neo, I'll be happy with my 4x4 1985 Toyota SR5 extra cab. Beautiful. Those are fucking sweet. I hope that you lift it to all hell and put it on 37s with some lockers, and I would love to roll with you. Bullsnut, I roll up in a 49 Chevy Business Coupe. Nice. XRP and Neo, tell him Chris. Moneymaker 88. There's so many comments right now. I'm trying to catch up. Moneymaker, a girl can dream. Dreams come true. Bullsnut 88. New mom bull, fire, you got it. No 14, hopefully. There's so many comments I'm reading right now. I'm trying to like catch up, and they don't even make sense to me anymore. Be Humble says Nephilim, Shapeshifters, Kabbalahs, New World Order elites. Here we come. Yep, here we come. So the people that can't handle XRP, people can't handle the New World Transfer, people can't handle the New World Order, people that can't handle the B system and the digital ID, social credit score, and the Tesla autopilot, people that can handle that, how are they going to handle there actually being live giants on the planet and trying to eat your face? I don't know. Alex says, when? Alex says, are we schizo? This is too good to be true. Nice comment, Alex. XRP and Neo, did David get his Samsung TV fixed? He probably won't. He's using it for riddles, I think. Bull's not. Sorry, I thought 88 was something else. I work with scumbags. Andy Crazy GameStop. Marin tweeted, stock are peaking. Oil moon, XRP moon, crypto rug pull. Yep. XRP and Neo, gold is humming along nicely. Yeah, gold and silver are going to hum along nicely. Gold is God's money, guys. Gold is always going to be God's money. XRP is going to be a parabolic like B system like wealth transfer, but gold is always going to be strong. Skills to the max. September 24th, 1988 here. Yeah, so skills to the max. We have like the same birth year. There's a lot of that stuff going on right now. Be Humble says gold to 10,000 plus. Yeah, for sure. Gold to 20,000 plus. Easy. Gold is God's money, and people are realizing that. Bulls not XRP. They're all about the trifecta marketing. It's really sad. Like, you can't say you have to be facts to support your thesis. No, it's a trifecta playing house. Yeah, well said, man. XRP and Neo would be nice. Also would be World War. Gold at 18,000. Yeah, gold's going up. Silver's going up. Second mouse, the trifecta looks very similar to a pyramid scheme. It kind of does. XRP and Neo says LOL just to turn the volume up. Sorry if I yelled. Bull's not. This is World War III. Our water and power is already being attacked. Yep. 1,000%. Where was I? Man, more comments keep coming in. I'm trying so hard, guys. I'm trying to read these as fast as I can. I'm going to catch up, though. Yeah, this is World War III. Our water and power are already being attacked. Moneymaker XRP says, I need a blue wrench. Joshua, will you turn this light to a different setting? The light. It's like at a super dim setting. We need like a little bit brighter. XRP and Neo, War of Currencies. There you go. That's good. What kind of yield do you think XRP holders will be able to make safely after price appreciation? 4 to 5%. That's all you need. If you have 10,000 XRP and it goes to $10 million, 4 to 5% is $500,000 a year. So $500,000 a year to be able to live off of and donate and charity and stuff like that. That's great. So the amount of percentage will be much higher than savings, and it'll be very strong. XRP and Neo, Japan have been quiet the last week. They have. Moneymaker, no, they have no clue what 589 is. 589 is 420. 589 is also 360. New mom, yo, when Chris says they don't give a flying fuck, look out. Yeah. I cannot tell you guys, I am genuinely the most excited to rewatch this live because I missed it. I missed this live. When I was doing this live, when I was saying those things I was saying, I don't remember half of it. It was all subconsciously spewing out, and I cannot wait to hear how it came out and sounds on a YouTube live. Monkey Deluxe, dude, you did awesome. Most importantly, you got the message out there. Your spirit is blazing. I appreciate it, man. They couldn't handle that. Bull's not. X Money is offering 6% on cash. Willing to bet XRP would be more yield. Yeah, XRP is so valuable, guys. It'll be like 7-8% yield. XRP and Neo. The whole meaning behind the 589. Japan article 589. And you have COMEX 589. And you have Luke Skywalker's X-Wing being AA589. Do you guys remember when I asked them what the number of X-Wing was for Luke Skywalker? They sat there like a cow looking at a Newgate. They were like, I really want to know the answer to this, but I don't know the answer. So like, just tell us. It was like AA-589. And I explained to them how that's one of 1,000 things that 589 has been attributed to. And they like, from there, like 20 minutes later, they quit. Any crazy GameStop, you got more popular with that debate. Honestly, like, so I'll be honest with you guys. I love the channel. I felt convicted to make this channel. I'm honored to be a part of the XRP Army family. I'm honored to be just attributing to the way I am. But for for me to be more popular with the debate, I'm glad. I just want more people not to miss what XRP truly is, because it goes so much deeper than whatever the hell they were on about. New Mom says, Chris, you now have 808 subs. That's kind of insane. We had 767 subs before that. So that means you're saying that we gained 40 subs and are now at a significant gematria number, 88, of which Back to the Future Time Traveler, 88 miles an hour. Like, can we make this up, New Mom? I don't think we can make this up. This is just happening to us. Alex says, new here. Does he have a timeline prediction? I do. I have several timeline predictions. Alex, you just got to watch some more of my videos. Cinnabug says, hey, Chris, only joined now. What happened? Who did you chat to? Okay, so Cinnabug X, if you just joined, you were going to have to re-watch the entire thing. It blew up nuclear. I was just about to take off my gloves and start boxing, and they decided to leave. They did not do that to Mickle. And Mickle's a fucking white wizard in this space. So the reason they did that to me was because I don't hold back. I don't have any like subscribers that like I need to hold on to. And I don't have any like actual investors relying on me for real investment advice. So I can say whatever I want to. So Cinnabug X, I cannot wait to rewatch the live with you. Hope Botanical says, believe hope shines bright. Nice. XRP and Neo, amen. Moneymaker, thank you, Chris. I'm honored and would have a beer with you anytime. I'm honored and would have a beer with you anytime, Moneymaker. You are the fucking double agent. You went in there. You were giving them hell by yourself. And then I came in and fucking like sealed the deal with you. And without you, it would have never happened. You know that. So let's all have a beer with Moneymaker in the future. Let's just promise that. Wolfman says, pretty craze, take some personal responsibility and catch up on the research like 95% of people out here. Yeah. I feel like Pretty Cage for a period of time, even though I really want to help them, they were kind of putting it all on me. Like, please don't put it all on me. Like, borrow my conviction, see what I've done, see what research I've done, and then do your own research. XRP and Neo, Jello shots and tequila, nice. Moneymaker says, I felt the spirit move you, Chris. Yeah, I was just starting to come alive, and then they left. Like, I don't know if you guys can sense, the fire was building in me, and there was just about to be a bonfire, like, coming off of me, and then they left. That was when they saw, like, oh, something's building here. This guy's just getting started. We better fucking leave. And they did. Constant Zach's ignorance is bliss. Yeah, like the Matrix. Moneymaker, love how you went off the cuff and not pre-planned, pre-canned. They could have never predicted I was going to say half the shit I said. That's what took them out. They could have watched 5 of my videos, and they would have never been able to predict, like, oh, this guy's going to come alive, and he's going to hit and speak truth. They could have never predicted that. So I appreciate you saying that, Moneymaker. Bullsnot says, XRP is cheap now, just like I buy 200. Decide it amongst your frequent Starbucks purchases. Nice. Moneymaker, I need a buzzball. Yeah, buzzball choco chiller will make you unstoppable in XRP. That's be humble always says, back to truck up XRP. Yeah, hopefully it goes to 50 cents. We know the plan. Go to 50 cents. We'll load up. We're just on the tail end, hanging on. I cannot believe, and I know that like 90% of people are not going to make it to this part in the live. I cannot believe that they did not know that we were just part of the tail end of this system, and that they were going to power the system on, and we're just making on in the end. They didn't know that. They thought they were like all DeFi. They thought they were like figuring out yield. They thought they were figuring out like Canton. They thought like, oh, I can build on Canton. That's great. You can build on Canton, but who fucking cares about Canton when XRP is going to go to $1,000? Who cares? But you build on Canton all you want. XRP is still going to go to $1,000. There's still the one pre-planned new old reserve currency. Great wealth transfer. Still holding on or not. New mom says, bull, right on, brother. The trifecta of silence because they were sucking each other's thumbs. It felt like that. I didn't want to come out and say that because I don't want to be mean, but it felt like they were all kind of just listening, which they should have. But you know what? Tomorrow, they're going to make another live, and they're going to say that they won that debate, and that I was crazy. Seriously. That's how that kind of person works. Newman says, "Be humble." Yeah, XRP and Neo, quick piss. Nice. Yeah, I had to emergency piss there. I wasn't gonna make it. Moneymaker, Dave hates XRP. He just uses it in a pathetic attempt to get clicks. Yeah, but through that live, and this is just me. You guys don't have to like them. Through that live, I grew to like Mike and Jeff and David. They're good people. Whether they get it or not doesn't matter. They're good people. They're genuinely good people. They want you to do well. And even though they're missing XRP for X and Y reason, I think they're good people. Be humble always says, yes, ma'am. XRP and Neo. Buzzball the size of a basketball will do me, thanks. Yeah, the chocolate ball basketball. Bolsnot, I'd hate to have to find a woman being rich. Well, Bolsnot, you don't have to worry about that. Because I talked to my wife 1,000 times about that. I said, because my wife, she found me and met me before I was a small business owner. And as a small business owner, I fucked everything up. I could have done everything right, but I fucked everything up instead. And she said she's grateful that she went through all that with me because me and her, as a husband and wife, got to grow into what we were meant to grow into. And so, Bolsnot, I'll say, even though you'd hate to find a woman rich, the woman meant for you, she'll be the one. She'll be chosen. She'll be for you. And money won't matter. Moneymaker, bull spot, I'll find a dozen or two. Bolsnot says, but they'll just be there for the wealth, or at least that'll be a big part of it. I'll always look blue collar, bro. That'll be my cover. Oh, Bailey, Bolsnot, why not? What would be the problem finding a woman? Yeah, women are hard to find in a genuine capacity. My wife was given to me by God, and she's perfect. She's a perfect woman, so nobody can have her, but she's perfect. And even though she doesn't believe in XRP, she was sent to me by God, and I'm grateful. Bolsnot says, wealth changes the reasons people around you. It doesn't take too much wealth, but imagine being stinky rich. I just like people being around me for good reasons, not what I can give them. Yeah, that's well said too. Heart of a Lion's on, guys. Bro, I mentioned before that XRP can only be explained by talking about the dark side of it. All the charts and service level data actually make XRP look irrelevant, which was designed that way. Dude, brilliant. Like that sentence you just said there nailed exactly what I discussed tonight. Eddie says, do you think there's going to be another big dip? I guess it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter, but I think there will be a big dip. I think there's no way to do a final shakeout without one bloop and then send it. Bolsnot, just buy a little XRP, printed cage, very cheap. Yeah, smart. Spooky G's. I sent that super chat because I didn't want them to think that you were alone. Rather, you got a whole army of Holy Ghost filled soldiers behind you. Yeah, I didn't even bring up Jesus or the Holy Ghost, and they left anyways. Moneymaker, amen, spooky. I said 222. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Proverbial Wonder. First time on the channel. Awesome to have you. Gonna watch your vids. You remind me of the Matthew McConaughey meme smoking a cig. Love the energy. Well, why don't I get a cigar going? I appreciate that, Proverbial Wonder. I'm glad you're gonna watch the videos. You will definitely be entertained. Suede HTX. Only reason I bought other crypto is so I can sell for a profit without touching XRP. Crypto Phoenix put a $7.5 million market cap on Quant. Yeah. Skills to the max says XRP equals a piece to the digital future. Hang tight, folks. We will be able to. Dude, like I feel like tonight, literally 100 XRP army has joined us, which was worth it. Even if like David, Mike, and Jeff don't get it, 100 XRP army just joined us, and that was worth it because XRP army is all. Skills to max. I just read your story. Wolfman says, Xavier, I hear you, man. LOL, my coworkers look at me like I farted on. Before I started this live stream, I farted like 12 times. And I was looking at my nephew. I was like, I really hope these farts stop before the live stream because like this is embarrassing. This is not how I want this live stream to go. New mom says spooky, Holy Ghost, amen. New mom, you done did good, Chris. Good night, all. Moon Raider says, sup, guys. What's up, Moon Raider? Bullsnot says, I just bought a Bible in Hawaiian, Pidgin English, and it's awesome, guys. That sounds awesome. The Ethiopian Bible, I also am very excited to get. Moon Raider says, I'm going to rewatch after live. Me too, Moon Raider. Anyone that didn't buy under $1 is crazy. Yes. 50 cents, I'm loading up again. Very wise, Moon Raider. Now, Moon Raider, I haven't seen you on the channel before, but you sound chosen to me. You sound chosen as fuck. So thank you for joining. Moonmaker XRP, All In Crypto, had a great interview with Bet today. Y'all should check it out. I'll look into it for sure. Mahar Lika the Vagabond. I'm just stacking and never selling. I'll be happy if it reaches 50 cents. Nice. Sounds like you do well. Where was I? Jeez. So many comments tonight. I cannot believe. Okay. It's a lot of work. Moon Raider. Okay, sorry. Going back down to Game of Paradise. Game of Paradise, guys. Man, I can't wait for the day to not having to wake up so early and do this corporate job, especially for my wife as well, and she can raise our baby. You guys are awesome, Game of Paradise. Game of Paradise, you are one of the top 10 people I enjoy hearing about on this channel, and I hope you know that. And you guys are not going to have to wait much longer. Moon Raider. Everyone got items that they don't need. They're talking about cryptos, because it sounds like they're talking about video games. Mahar Lika the Vagabond. Heard of CP777? I have not. Sorry. Moon Raider, one man's junk and all that. Game of Paradise. I'm actually great to God for our jobs. Just want to live life a little more. Yeah, I hear you, brother. Edward, Blue Cobalt 589. Both not. I have a woman, but things change and I just wouldn't want to be in that situation. Also, she says that if I die premature, she will find a way to keep tabs on me. That sounds like a good wife to me, Both not. My wife keeps tabs on me. I don't even do anything. Be humble always. Ethiopian Bible and the Book of Enoch. Man, very well said. I didn't even get to Book of Enoch on these guys. I didn't even get to fallen angels, centaurs, minotaurs, genetic alteration. I didn't get to any of that, and they left me. It hurts. Can we get a real channel out here, please? Moon Raider says my other account is Madhead. Game of Paradise, appreciate that, Chris. Yeah, Game of Paradise, you're an OG, and I cannot wait to hear your story of how good you guys do in the next few months here. Moon Raider talking about selling stuff you don't need for XRP. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna hop over to Discord if anyone wants to join on. I've got another hour here before the family comes over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go to voice channels, EezyXRPeezy, and if anyone wants to join that channel, there's only a few of us online. We can talk for a little bit, and then eventually I'll get to rewatch this live. So love you guys. I cannot wait for the next, debate between the next whoever. But love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed that.